Good morning, good morning, good morning to you all. I was in here doing my morning worship, praise and worship, like I always do. It usually start around three something in the morning, or whatever I got to get done. And so I was thinking that there are some things that we need to talk about because a lot of times, from what I've seen so far, is that let me see, most people don't know that there are certain things. Okay, there are certain things that you should have within your home for peace, prosperity, happiness. You know, they have that work life balance. And so I thought to myself, I said, you know what? I'm gonna give them a toolkit. Yes, I did. So, just in case you don't know who I am Aunt Mary's niece, and sometimes people call me Emma's daughter. My late mother name was Emma. Hey, how you doing? I'm getting ready to bring you on. And so, let's see. I'm You see, I'm going to try to bring you on. Bear with me. I'm getting ready to be updating some things. Hopefully, a little bit later today. Um, so, what I want you to do, if you could, please, ma'am, click on this this HTTPS or that website, so I can bring you on if you like, so we can actually talk about some things that every woman should have, or if you're in a same sex relationship and you play or have the feminine, divine feminine energy that you should have in order to protect your house. So it's not necessarily a gender thing per se, but a gender in vibration and frequency of having your divine feminine and protecting your house and creating whatever you need for emergency purposes or what have you. You know, these are things that you should have in your home on an everyday basis. Okay, I think I see you. I'm getting ready to
Mm.
add you. Hey, can you
Hey,
see
can you
me?
hear me? I can
Yeah.
hear everything.
Okay, I can barely see though.
I know it's
In the
still dark.
dark.
It's still like dark here. It's still a little dark over here on this side.
Oh, you know it's dark over here too, but it's okay. So I
Yeah.
got you to the screen. So what we're talking about today is what every mother should have in their homes.
Hmm.
Even if you're a grandmother or so forth, or you just have that divine energy. So for people who are in same-sex marriages or relationships or what have you, this can work for you too.
Okay.
So um, so let's see. What is the first thing we need to do? The first thing I'm going to do, I'm going to actually put on my success and money oil.
Hmm.
I'll put that on. I'm going to show you all how to use it. And if you would like to make a purchase, you can always go to AuntMary'sNiece.com. Make sure you put an S behind Mary's and you can order from the website. So I'm
Okay.
putting on my success and money oil and we're going to get started. Now, everybody need to have a box of baking soda.
Yes.
This is multifunctional. Not only will it be able to clean your home, but it can clean your body and keep you fresh too. And what I'm going to do, and probably not in this particular live, but I'm going to actually show you, talk to you about why you should have this and the uses. But I just want to kind of give you an overview on right now, I think. And then we
Okay.
can get into it. Okay? So this is good for your refrigerator, for under your arm, for your teeth. If you
Yep.
got no toothpaste, you can make your own. And for getting clogs out of your sink. Because the reason why I'm doing this toolkit, because not everyone have a spouse, not everyone has a relationship, but everyone has a place where they may lay their head, even if they're in the shelter. And this
Right.
might be some things that they might need, and it's affordable. You know, sometimes you can catch it on sale. Like I think I caught that on sale for like 59 cents.
Yeah.
Another thing that every mother should have is a candle. Not only do you light your home, this is any type of candle. I got this one from Walmart,
Hmm.
and it smells like warm. It's called warm leaves. Now, with this candle can be used as a light, for protection, and when somebody irritates your soul, especially when you got them children that don't want to act right, and you need to pray to the Father,
Right.
the Son, and the Holy Spirit. Talk to the fire, honey, with a candle.
Now,
Or
is it a specific color, a specific kind, or?
yes, yes, yes. But just for the sake of this particular video, I'm just just giving a mild overview. But I'm
Uh-huh.
probably going to have like candle colors, and they're meeting somewhere down the line.
Okay.
It's coming. So I
Okay.
might need to write that down to do a live on candles and meanings. But let me tell you something. If you cannot get to the store and you don't have that particular color, white is a universal color. It does a whole lot of things.
Right.
So white is universal, okay? The next
Okay.
thing that you need to have in your home is rice. I put it in this bag because I didn't want you to know what brand, because I'm not advertising for a particular brand on things unless they
Mm-hmm.
want to pay me.
Right.
So you need some rice. Not only do you need rice to feed your body, but you need rice for prosperity. You need rice in order to get money. And there's things that you can do with rice and positions with rice that you should have in your home. It can be cooked and uncooked, but you need some rice. That's why
Okay.
the Asians they keep this rice, but you understand they always have that money flowing, right? You
Right.
need that
And that's
rice.
just white. That's just white rice, right?
Well, this one right here is I like pearl rice. I don't necessarily eat white rice,
Mm-hmm.
um, because we'll kind of get into why I don't eat too many white stuff. But Malcolm X kind of said it in his movie how you know colors. You remember they used to have a saying: "The darker the berry, the sweeter the juice."
Yeah.
So foods that have more color is actually healthier for you. So that's why I don't eat really a lot of white
Right.
rice. But it has to be like perlo rice or some type of color added to it, if you will.
Okay.
Because the better the color it is, the more color it has in it, the healthier it is for you.
Right.
The next thing you need, and it's not in no type of order, it's just what I have in front of me. Now some of
Mm-hmm.
the things you might say, some because I know that I've been in some churches where they preach against some stuff I got. But
Uh.
you in the church, at Mary's niece, and I'm trying to tell you how to protect and heal and cure, and this is like everything that you kind of need. You don't have to use it all at once, but you need to have it because you never know when you run into a situation or a natural disaster or something. You just can't get to the store. But these things will help you to survive and live. And I've been using it all the days of my life, and I'm in my 40s and I've seen it done. I'm bloodline and initiated, and this is
Right.
some of the things that we keep in our homes. Okay,
Mm-hmm.
salt. You need to have some salt. The Bible talks about salt and adding flavor. People who are well seasoned, real mothers, they have
Right.
some salt, not just to savor the food, but also to protect the house. And you can add color. Those who know, they know about that black salt. I don't have it in front of me, but I promise you I got it.
Right.
But if you cannot get to the store and get any for like a botanica and get any black salt, you can make your own. And I might do a video on how to do so.
Okay.
Because sometimes I make my own. So you need some salt. I don't care if it's iodine. I got some pink salt. I got some of every type of salt because it depends on what type of thing that I'm working on.
Right.
So you got to have some salt. The next thing is some witch hazel. Why do you need witch hazel? You can get a burn, you can get scrape, or um, you have some type of abrasion or like a little big old bump or some type of
Right.
knot they call it. You can get the witch hazel and it'll bring that knot down the side. And this
Right.
is not necessarily a particular brand, but when we had that, Cora, because I would want to be monetized, so I can't say the
Mm-hmm.
real name. So you need to keep this. And this was the only one that I could actually find. But back in the day, we used to get the cheapest one. So it's
Right.
not necessarily a brand. But this is also good for removing your makeup and keeping good skin. Look at my skin. I got some very good skin.
Wow.
And it's simple.
It is.
At one point in time, it didn't even cost us $1. You can go to the Dollar Tree, but it used to cost us like 50 something cents. But this is things that you gotta keep in your home. Now, this is a little bit of controversy, but it really ain't. They tell you to keep some olive oil.
Mm-hmm.
But if you don't have no olive oil, you get vegetable oil. Whatever oil you got, I got coconut oil. I got some of every kind of oil. because I'm notorious for making things. I love creating and being in the lab.
Right.
Um, and so you need some type of oil because the Bible always talk about the oil, making sure you have enough oil in your lamp so when the bridesmaid comes,
Okay.
not only do you need the oil for when the bridesmaid comes, but when you have people come to your home, you need to dress your doors so you can protect your house and your windows sometimes too.
Right.
Why? Keep evil spirits out because sometimes
No.
people give you the evil
Hmm.
eye. And we kind of talked about that, I think, on yesterday. But
Yeah.
any type of oil, you can bless the oil, healing oil, and you can make your own. But I also sell all kind of oils that you may need. So, and I customize it according to whatever the client might need. But
Hmm.
these are things that you need in your house because even if you need to make a little corn cake or what have you can
Hmm.
oil down the pan, and that way you got some grease so that nothing don't stick if you don't have any non-stick
Right.
pans.
Right.
Because every now and then, we want to go to Family Dollar and places like that, and we get those not so good pots. And
Hmm.
so order on the pans and make it work for you. Make it do
Right.
what it do. Another thing that you need, I was gonna take it down, but I just didn't do it. Okay.
Hmm.
Um, it's and I think I had something else. You need some oh my goodness, syrup. Let me get up for a moment. Syrup, jelly. I had some honey, all kind of honey. Sometimes you need the clover honey, depending on what you're doing. A cheap honey, you can go to dollar store if you need to. And some sugar because
Right.
sometimes you got to sweeten some things up.
Right.
Sometimes people get on your last nerve to the fifth, fourth, fifth time, and you got to sweeten that shit up.
Okay.
You see my so, and we'll talk about how to use that in a little bit. And
Hmm.
sometimes in the book of Proverbs, it talks about you can get more with honey than you can with vinegar. And sometimes you are tactful like I can be at times, and you need to kind of sweeten up the situation and not say what you really want to say. And
Right.
sometimes you just really feel like telling that person to go straight to hell. But
Yeah.
instead of that, you be like, "Sugar, God bless your soul." Or
Mhm.
one of my favorite ones in the South. Um, how they say that thing? Oh, bless your heart. Now, if what
Uh-huh.
they tell you, bless your heart, they're
Uh-huh.
telling you to go straight to hell.
Yeah, a lot of people. A lot of
In such a
times.
nice Christian way.
Because I be
That
doing it.
that what
I
it
be doing
is.
it too. I be doing the same thing. I be like, "Girl, bless you," or "Bless your heart, honey."
Bless your
And
heart.
be saying to
Especially
myself,
when
"If
them
you don't get
old.
the hell on," yeah, and that's true though. Because I be saying to myself sometimes, like, if you don't get the hell on somewhere, that's what I'm thinking in my mind. But that's what's coming out my mouth.
Oh yeah, cause and I'm working on the cussing thing, but
Matter of fact, it was yesterday. Yesterday, it was
you'll find
after
you'll
I
find a
talked to
reason.
you. Remember, I told you I was
you,
going out yesterday
mm-hmm,
after I talked to you. Oh, my blow your mind too when I talked to you by yourself with what I went out and the
mm-hmm.
blessing that I walked into
See, see.
yesterday. But before that happened,
Mm-hmm,
somebody was speaking, talking, and but they was like negative.
mm-hmm.
You got this course. I saw, honey, well, things happen. Well, yeah, you should have just. I said, well, yeah, things happen. I said, all right, well, I got to go. And they said something. I said, oh, yeah, bless, honey, bless your heart. And in the
I
back
know
of my
that's right.
mind, I'm saying, I'm saying something else. Walked off of them because I did not entertain what it was that they were and walked right on into my blessing.
Absolutely. And you know what? Sometimes before you can get a blessing, you get a setup to see how you're going to react to a situation.
Uh-huh.
And so
Yeah.
that probably was your setup to see if you was going to pass your test.
Mm-hmm.
Now, another item that you need is some lemon juice. Now, this is not the end all be all. This is just some of the
Mm-hmm.
things I had that I was
Mm-hmm.
thinking about right away. You need lemon juice not only to make you some lemonade when life throw you some lemons, but when
Right.
people throw you the evil eye or you feeling heavy, sometimes you need to bathe in some lemon.
Right.
And this is not this is just a generic food line brand.
Yeah.
But you keep this. It's good for the soul, good for the spirit.
I think everything that you pulled out so far, I literally have here.
And this is this common thing that the old people kept in their house. And I want to say Titus 3, but in the book of Titus, it talks about how the older women are supposed to train the younger women. And
Yes.
because now I consider myself a seasoned woman, this
Hmm.
is my duty and my ministry to make sure that I train the younger women so that they can
Hmm.
keep their house. Because social media tell them, oh, show everything,
Hmm.
not only with the breakfasts and what have you, but to show
Hmm.
everything what's going on in your house. If you're having an argument with your significant other, the kids, or what have you, sometimes you got to keep it, and then sometimes you can show it.
My mother used to say, what goes on in my house
Stays in my
stays
house.
in my house. Now you can take it
Exactly.
out if you want to.
And I got something for you when you come back home,
Yes,
because
sir.
you can't stay there all the days of your life. I used to tell my kids that all the time. You can't stay with these people all them days. You gotta
Mm,
come on to me. Don't let them
yeah.
deceive you. You better know who you belong to and who you are. Another thing too, garlic. Now right now I got some of the clothes open.
Mm,
Garlic, keep the skins. You can burn the skins for protection. A lot of times in vampire movies, they show you the clove of garlic and hanging up garlic. Like I love, because a lot of times I do house inspections
uh,
and house lessons, and I love when I see this and hot peppers and stuff like that. And it's not just prevalent in Louisiana, but also in South Carolina. And in a
mm,
lot of Caucasian homes, believe it or not, they gonna hang up. You hear me? They gonna hang up them peppers and hang up the garlic. But we as black folks, we be like, we ain't doing nothing.
in the
Let me tell
nets.
you. But guess what?
In the little nets that look like the fishnet
Yes,
material. I remember that.
yes,
My aunt and them used to have them.
yes.
I
You
thought
know
it was
why
just
they catching up
decoration.
evil spirit? They ain't no decoration. They protecting their house. They just ain't telling it to you. but those who know, they know.
Yeah.
Another thing you need to have is some alcohol, rubbing alcohol. You need at least, this right here is 91%. You
Hmm.
need to have at least 70%.
Hmm.
50% is okay, but you need at least 70% because when we had Cora, one of the first things that we did in my household,
Hmm.
we created our own sanitizer. Because you always need some plants. That's not
Right.
here displayed, but a lot of times people love to come to me because I usually have a lot of nice plants. And then sometimes when I do inspections and stuff, people give me plants. So they know
Right.
that I'll either multiply them and give them out to people who need them. And there are certain plants that you have in your home that will protect your home and protect you from certain illnesses and flies and different things, but people don't know about that. And you need that aloe plant to mix with this. You don't always have to go to the store and get things because we saw when Cora happened, there were some things like alcohol you could not get. But not
Yeah.
only this, guess what? This right here can help us with our divine feminine energy. I'm gonna talk about that a little bit later too, but I gotta
When
get some more
COVID hit
stuff.
here, when COVID hit
We
here,
can't say that word.
couldn't find you
You
could
can't
not
find that
find alcohol here for
for
nothing.
nothing. Mm-hmm.
I think I got alcohol. I think when alcohol finally came through my front door, I think Mark and I were on the truck and we happened to stop at some truck stop. I think it was close. We was in North Carolina, and we
Mm-hmm.
happened to stop at a truck stop, and we ran across a guy and his wife that had actually went to a Walmart, and they came out um, with this big box of like
Mm-hmm.
alcohol because there was none nowhere. And I
Mm-hmm.
think he gave us like 6 or 7 bottles that we couldn't find
Mm-hmm.
alcohol anywhere here. Not nothing past 50%.
And let me tell you where I had to go. I was near Whiteville, North Carolina. Now I live in something South Carolina, but I was there, Whiteville, North Carolina, get ready to go and do something. And I so happened to have to go to the bathroom and found some alcohol, the last 2 bottles in Dollar General.
Wow.
You know how far that over 2.5 hours away to go get some alcohol that used to cost less than $1. And
Wow.
then it was almost $3 for the bottle and it was smaller than this one.
Wow.
So, these are things that you keep because you need it so you can burn off any type of
That's
infections.
bad energy
But
and stuff. Hmm.
and bad energy. And get this. This actually goes into making Florida water. You can make your own Florida water with some alcohol.
Wow.
You don't have to go to the store. And you know, people who know me, they know I love creating stuff. I create it and I sell it in a minute.
Right.
Another thing, this should always be in your home. I don't care what the preachers say. I am also a minister. I'm licensed and ordained, but I promise you, I'm gonna keep this stuff in my home. Now it's tough again. I'm so sorry, you all. Well, no, I ain't. But I'm gonna keep this in my home because let me tell you, when I saw that caller and then I passed by, I was near Westmont Boulevard, and there's certain places that had they closed down, like doctor's offices.
Uh-huh.
And I saw that thing, I went straight to the liquor store because I said, you know what? I know one thing that no matter what goes on, well, I actually know two things. No matter what goes on in the world, two things you probably gonna need. You wanna know what those two things is?
What?
This ain't gonna be for the faint at heart. You're gonna need some liquor and you're gonna need some ass. Those two things. No matter
Liquor.
what goes on in the world, liquor and ass they always fail.
Right.
You're not from Southside something.
I'm
So,
looking
but
at
I
mine
wasn't
now.
trying to sell
I'm
no
looking at mine
ass.
now.
So I said, you know what, I better go ahead and go to the liquor store. And so I went to the liquor store because I had to go and start thinking in case, because I'm a certified herbalist. So if somebody came to me and they needed some help, I needed to make sure I had some concoctions that I can make.
Right.
Homemade remedies. You
Right.
need to have some gin. Have some gin. This one right here. Now I don't really like this one because it's dry. But
That's naughty head.
this, some mint candy, some lemon juice can help make you something for cold. My great grandmother, the late great Evelyn Dwyer Wells, used to keep this in her home, and she would make it and shake this shit. Oh, shake this up
Mm-hmm.
and give it to us as a teaspoon. Because sometimes you can't find that Phillips 666, and you gotta
We
go to the
use
old timey places
we go to
to
we
get
use the
that.
ginger brandy. We use the ginger brandy.
Oh no! Let me tell you, I just pulled out this gin, but you need the white and the dark liquor. Don't be deceived. So guess what? For people who say they don't drink liquor, guess what? If you put on perfume have liquor in it, so it going in your skin. Did you know
Right.
that? And I make perfume too, according to what's
Well,
going on with the person. This is another one. This is a favorite. One of my I learned about this from my godfather back in the day, back in the
hold on a
90s.
minute. Why has your voice changed to computer, like a computer?
I had no idea. Now I had my little earpiece on.
Take it off.
If I take it off, they're gonna hang up.
Okay, so like your voice has gone to like a straight computer. Sound like you're singing "Computer Love" by Roger Troutman and Zach.
Oh wow. You know what? I keep on saying I need to put that song for a ringtone. I haven't done it yet. So
I don't know what
you
it
in the
is.
spirit, girl. You in the spirit.
Everything,
So is it a
everything,
little bit
everything
better?
it's just saying is running all together. Like I can't even hardly make out anything that you're saying.
Okay. Let me see. Let me work on that. Cause I know what I did. I changed some of my settings, and it's supposed to be echo cancellation.
Now I can't even hear you at all.
Is that better? Okay.
Barely. Can't hear you at all.
Okay.
Can't hear you. Still can't hear
Is this
you.
better?
That's it.
Okay.
It's a little echo behind it, but that's it. Because before you sound like Roger Troutman and Zap singing "Computer Love."
Okay.
No, that's it.
Okay. So I got you on speaker. So I'm making some adjustments. I'm getting ready to go to Best Buy, but I gotta go out of town. I live in a small town. We
Right.
don't have everything we're supposed to have, and I can't wait on Amazon. I
Right.
keep it moving.
But nevertheless, did you hear what I was saying about the brown and the dark liquor? The white and the dark liquor you need to keep.
Yeah, you said for colds, and I said, yeah. I said we use ginger brandy.
Okay. Also, this right here is called Rock and Rye. It is a good solution. You can
Okay.
make it into a tea. I got some tea
Uh
right
huh.
here in my little cup.
Uh huh.
But let me tell you something. With this Rocky Ride, it has a lemon that comes automatically in there. So if you
Okay.
need a lemon, you can add that with that lemon juice. You're gonna go to bed and you're gonna
Sweet. Yeah.
sweat it out. So make
Yeah.
sure you no place to go. You need no place to go. And then go to bed. Make sure you wash and everything because
Hmm.
of the toxins that are in your body is going to come out with this Rocky Ride. And
Right.
keep this. You see this bottle right here? This is not just the drink. This is a healing bottle. You know,
Yeah.
the Bible say in the book of Timothy, drink a little bit for the stomach's sake. For those who are Bible thumpers
Uh
and want
huh.
to tell me that this is wrong, you better read your word because in
Right.
your word, you turn water into wine.
Uh. Yeah.
It got healing properties in it, and not only that, but all of your perfumes is actually made with liquor.
With alcohol. Yeah. Some of them. Yeah. Yes, they are.
And get this, even your Robitussin is made with alcohol.
Yeah. Mm-hmm.
So you can make your own homemade if you choose to.
Okay.
Another thing you need to keep in your house, some bread. Running low on money, you need some bread. You can take this bread and take a candle, create your altar, and get you some money.
Right.
Simple bread. It don't
Right.
have to cost $2 or $3. And you can make your own bread. But you remember back in the day in the 80s and the 70s when they used to give that, they used to say, "What's going on, bread?" and what have you.
Yeah.
They're calling in their money.
Right.
Simple stuff. Another thing that every mother needs to have is a cinnamon broom. Now, a lot of times you find this in the Caucasian homes, but this also needs to be in everybody's home.
Right.
Because you got to sweep away the negativity and have it by your door before it walk up in there. This is
Okay.
the one that I keep.
And where did you get that from?
Huh?
Where did you find that from?
This one's from the grocery store. I bought this one years ago at Kroger's. But you can go to any grocery store. If you got a Harris Teeter, they usually sell like year round or what have you. Sometimes Walmart. If you go into the home decor,
Uh huh.
you can find this. This ain't nothing but a cinnamon broom, but you can get an older broom. And then I keep a broom in my vehicles too. Why do I keep a broom in my vehicle?
Uh, I was saying it would keep you from entering into entering into negativity.
Yeah, but for protection
Yeah, protection.
and for spirits, because sometimes I go places that I don't talk about.
Oh, right. Okay.
That they wouldn't follow me home.
Right.
So those who know, you know why they have
Right.
different types of stuff. And if you go to my Instagram page, you might see different types of brooms that you'll see that the Asians have. Now their brooms are very powerful, but we might even make a spiritual broom online one day if somebody really want to know.
Right.
You can make your own. But
Okay.
there are certain things that you keep with it. And like my little broom, it's not big at all. Matter of fact, I'm almost want to kind of go get it out the car so y'all can see it.
Wow.
Um,
You know one thing? The lady that does my nails, right?
uh-huh.
You know I'm on this box, so I have to move fast. When I go to get my nails and stuff, I'm on the home box, attention box, and I'm
Uh-huh.
not supposed to go anywhere but court, doctor stuff,
Are you on YouTube? Don't say that. Keep it to yourself.
or whatever. But anyway, um, I have to stick and move like really, really fast. So if I stop in there, it's like a glam team. I have to let them know ahead of time. So somebody is there that can hurry up and hold my head back and do my eyebrows while this one's working on this hand, that was working on this hand, and somebody's out here working on my feet. Girl, it'd be like 15 minutes and I'd be like done for real. Because I have to stick and move. I cannot stay in one spot for long. So the lady that does my nails, right? Sometimes I always catch her like in the evening when I'm coming from like the class or whatever. And if I have to wait on a route, wait for somebody or whatever, Then I got a few minutes to run in there and do that. But she got them at her station.
Mhm.
That same little type of broom like you just had. She got that at her station. She
Yeah.
got one, the cinnamon broom.
Mhm.
She got them at her stations. You'll see them in all her little stations
Mhm.
lined up. And then she got one when you open up the door. She
Mhm.
got one hanging right over top of the daggone thing that look just like a what's it called with Christmas time? Mm.
Yeah, I know what you're talking about.
And then when you on the outside of her door, hang it up where their address is. The
Mhm.
address is split up, and the broom is right in the middle. That
Yep.
same little broom. So, honey, you get to going in, you get to going out.
They have protected herself. But let me you done encourage me to go and do something. I want to go outside for a minute. And this,
Okay.
I'm gonna show y'all my little broom. It don't have to be big like most people think. Hold on for one moment. I gotta go to I can find my picture.
Okay, go ahead.
And I got a bunch of water outside. And I got a bell. You gotta keep them bells too. Okay. So I'm gonna be going back out in a minute. And I found something else I need to talk about too. I'm gonna go back out and put it back in because I got
Uh,
travel. This is my little broom that I keep in my car.
that's it.
And I got a smaller one too.
Yeah,
But
hers got the straggly
yep,
little. That's it.
you
And
see
I
that?
always mess with it. I always mess with it when I'm in there because I be hot and adrenaline be pumping. And she be like, honey, yes, and fan it away, fan it away, fan it away. That's what she do.
Yeah. That's what the old people would teach you.
Yes.
I grew up with this, seeing this, and didn't know why. Another thing I want to show you. You should always have a wreath. You ever notice that you go into those prosperous neighborhoods and they always have a wreath on their door?
Uh-huh.
There's a reason for that. They bringing in their money, bringing in prosperity.
And girl, I got one too. I got a brand new reef just like that, that's similar, just like that. That's been in the trunk of my car for like 2 years. I ain't never brought it in the house yet.
You got to bring it in the house, put it on the outside door. But
Okay.
let me go ahead and put my broom back where it belongs. Okay? And I'll be right back. So I come back in. So let me go put my other set of keys up. But there's power in the broom. And you know, we should talk about that too. I did a little bit maybe a year or two ago on my Instagram page.
Mm-hmm.
uh, why the broom is very important to everyone's household.
Mm-hmm.
But even if you have a business, a broom is very important, just like you indicated. And a lot of times when you go, especially in the Asian places, you will get a broom. Brooms are there for protection from hates. And if you're from like the Gullah area, what have you, that's just a fancy way of saying ghosts and what have you. It
Mm-hmm.
gives attraction to spirits and different things of that nature. But a lot of times, especially because I do a lot of traveling, like I have to do today, and I get an opportunity to see a lot of things.
Mm-hmm.
I went to, matter of fact, I got a picture of it. They allowed me to take one. I went to a soldier home back in the woods in Patrick, South Carolina, probably about a month or two ago. Excuse me. And he actually had an old broom in his home from the 50s hanging up
Wow.
around his memorabilia. And that thing was so nice. And the lady, she actually, who owned the house prior to him, buying it actually made the broom.
Mm-hmm.
What out? I said, you don't know what you got.
Wow.
But these modern day saints, they don't know.
Yeah.
And a lot of the stuff too, and I didn't put in here, but coffee and tea is something that you also need because that's something in spiritual practices that we use for those who may not want to use the spirits. But think about this: when you look at liquor, they're also called spirits. There's a reason for that, and that's
Mm-hmm.
indication on if you do a makeshift altar for whatever deity that you want to represent.
Mm-hmm.
Um, that's giving an offering. You know, you should always give an offering. And a lot of times people think that offerings is always about money, but it ain't. You can use some bread, especially if you give an honor to your ancestors and so forth. What
Mm-hmm.
do they like to eat? Whatever they like to eat, that's what you should have. So that you
Okay.
understand. Like on one of my auctions that I don't show on camera, but people walk by it all the time when they visit. I had to celebrate the life of my grandfather, my late grandfather,
Mm-hmm.
uncles, my aunts, and different people who have meant something, even my mom, who have meant something to me, to give back to them. And I take that as a way of remembering what they taught me.
Mm-hmm.
A lot of times too, from pictures that people see, they think that I really deal with water all the time. No, I deal with all the elements. In
Right.
school, they teach you about your elements with fire, with earth, with water, with air, and things of that nature. And like when people are burning incense, and I don't have that right now, just because I just didn't bring it in the kitchen. But
Mm-hmm.
it also has some type of incense too. Because one of the things about going to the Catholic Church at a young age that they taught me was ushering in the Spirit of God. And they
Yeah.
go with candles and with incense. Even though I was a member of a Baptist church, I was also attending the Catholic masses. So my background is kind of eclectic. I've had a great opportunity to kind of experience a lot of different religions, and even
Mm-hmm.
and I went to a liberal arts HBCU. Um,
Mm-hmm.
they kind of teach you about different little things of that nature. And at that
Right.
point, I really didn't want to hear it. I was like, goodness, this again. But when I look back over my life and the things that I'm doing now,
Mm-hmm.
really helped me. Like one of my late ancestors, Dr. Alma Bird, she made me rewrite Psalm 23. And I want to encourage you all to know that song. Because I remember when I was getting tried and tested, in order to be a practitioner, you go
Mm-hmm.
through different series of tests that we don't necessarily talk about. And
Mm-hmm.
my experiences happened at a very young age for me. And even
Right.
with the broom, broom can help you with nightmares or hag riding. You've heard of that. Yeah.
Yeah.
Okay. With hag writing, but also knowing your word. Knowing. Oh, I didn't even show this to you. Oh, this right here, this Bible, this word right here.
Mm-hmm.
There's a lot of stuff that's in here that's not necessarily preached over the pulpit.
Yeah.
A lot of things in there, but you gotta take time to read it.
Oh my
Uh,
God, it's crazy that you said this right because I don't even want to go back here right now because my niece she hasn't been feeling good. Her asthma stuff's been acting up, and she's actually in his office right now, sleep on his futon. But he has a Bible
mm,
in there. I've never seen a Bible that looks like this in my life, and the Bible is over 100 years old.
and
It's
I,
a thick, thick. That he says that Bible is worth a lot of money.
yes, and you need to keep it. Because I bet you have books that has been changed and that's no longer in there. And let me tell you, I also have different types of Bible that has the lost word and different things of that nature. And if you really want to find it, you can find it. But a lot of times people don't want to search and see. But there's a lot of things in what they don't tell you.
They got the pictures. You know how in elementary school, it's not the pop up pictures, but just say if it's talking about the figs and the leaves, or if he's walking through Galilee, or if he's headed to, it's got the pictures. If he's talking about fossil or something, it's got the pictures to show you, which you may not understand in words, but it's like a picture dictionary in
Yeah.
every in the book of Romans, in the book of Mark, in the book of Amos, in the book of Philippians, Colossians. And I've never seen a Bible like that. And I picked this is crazy because I picked it up before Mark moved with me. It was at his house and it was on his coffee table. He always kept it open to the book of James, or and every now and then he would go from another chapter. And I think the last one that when we were at his house, it was in the book of Romans. When he bought it here, he put it in the book of Proverbs first, and then he went from the book of Proverbs to Kings, and then the Psalms, and back to Psalms, and that's where it's at.
That man was
That's where
working.
it's at.
He was working. He was working.
That's where it's at. And he said, I asked him, I said, why he'll get on a book. He'll get on a book, right? And this is something that he did to himself. He's been doing this for like years. That he'll stay studying that particular book for like a whole month. So if he's studying in the book of Romans, he's just gonna keep rereading it and rereading it, and praying and asking God to open his eyes and stuff. But that's where he stays. He don't leave there. He didn't never leave there unless God, said to him, "Okay, go here, go back to this book right here." See, both of his parents were ministers.
He was working. It's called Bible Mancy. And not only that, depending on what denomination you kind of choose, and they have this one saying that I absolutely love. If you work the word will work for you.
Yeah, I wish I could get back here. This Bible looked like something that you would see in a. It's so thick and it's so heavy. I have never felt something so heavy. This Bible feels like a weight. I went to how you used to picking your Bible up. You go right to the shelf, pick it up with one hand. You're not picking this Bible up with the one hand.
But let me show you something else. I'm getting ready to take my time, and I got to go in another room. This bear with you for a minute.
Go ahead. Let me go to the bathroom. Go ahead. Go do you, and I'm gonna go to the bathroom. I'm going to the microwave. I'll be right back.
All right.
Okay. I'll be right back. So let me run the microwave.
Okay. This is are you back? So everybody, we're just waiting, but I wanted to get you all some resources so that you can actually see and understand that I've actually studied to show myself approved. There's some other stuff that goes on with that. So we're gonna wait till she come back, and then we're gonna continue. You probably hearing my clothes go and back in the laundry, but I'm doing my woman's work because at the end of the day, if you want to be a Proverbs 31, 10 to 31 woman, you get up early in the morning, and there's a lot of things that you do. It's not easy. You can't start your day late. My morning started before you all see me.
Okay, here I come, baby.
So you're back.
Yes, baby, I'm back.
Proverbs 31, from 10 and 31 woman. How you got to
Uh-huh.
get in the morning to get your work done. So you ready to see?
Yeah.
Okay, so I showed you my Bible. That's the pretty Bible that I take to church because it does
Okay.
first. But there's this book is a lost book of the Bible. You
Mm-hmm.
actually go to like an African or a botanical store. You have to go to a specialized store in order to get this Bible.
Yeah, my girlfriend got one of them.
It has a lot of the things that you will not.
It's the lost books, right?
The lost books, and they got some other stuff in here. But if you know these things, this can actually help you. They even got Nicodemus. There's
Yeah,
a book
I got one of them.
that
Don't
says,
tell me.
you know, Clement. You remember old Clement time? We used to sing the little songs.
Dante got one of them.
Philadelphian. Book of Revelation.
Mm-hmm.
Adam and Eve. You might learn something that you don't know. Let me tell you something. When it comes to relationships, there's a reason why sometimes you got first and second marriages. I'm not gonna leave that right there. But go ahead and you look for yourself. Now, for
We
those,
got one. I seen one of them books many, many years ago, and Dante is actually who I seen that with, because Dante's a studier and he's a reader. He's gonna research everything. And this been probably 15 years ago that I seen that book, and that's who I seen that book with.
you know the word. Not only this, but people who are practitioners and in other organizations,
Uh,
they normally have this, the power of the Psalms. It's the same thing that's in the Bible. They just broke it down and tell you what it's for.
okay.
And it's amazing when I see this.
Uh,
but let me tell you, I got picked at in a Baptist church for this particular Bible that I've had. I think I've had this Bible now over 18, 20 years. This is my working Bible. You see how tattered it is?
yes, the Raggedy Bible.
But at least you know, look at it, falling apart. At least you know I know my word.
Yes.
No, you play with me if you want to. I'll put the word up on you.
But Janice, she a preacher. She got a billion Bibles, but she is something about that old raggedy Bible.
Look at that. The binder and everything coming apart when I
It fell apart.
here. And I can find whatever scripture I want from here. Now I will show you. I got some pretty Bibles I show the people.
Uh,
This is my working Bible. And when my children see this,
do you carry it with you? Do you carry it out with you?
now sometimes, like if I know I'm going into a church that may not receive me well,
Yeah,
I might
yeah.
so that while they looking at me, I'm looking at them.
She would drag that old Bible wherever, honey.
And so, but I love this Bible. And look at that, it got spots, it got stains.
Same, yes. And I used to ask her, like, what in the world? She said, let me tell you something, honey. This world gonna pass away, but God's word is still gonna stand. So it's a whole lot up in this old word right here. And I was like, Aunt Jan, why do you care? You got all these billion pretty Bibles, and you mean to tell me you got the one with the pages starting to fall out of, and they hanging on by a thread? She just pushed them back up. She said, I tell you before, old things are past. This old world gonna pass away, but this word, I don't care how raggedy these pages get, it's gonna stay the same.
Okay, I'm glad you said that because you know what? Now that gives me another thing I forgot to tell you all. You see a brown paper bag. This right here in the book of Habakkuk. Write the vision so that angels can run with it. It also talks about, I believe, in the book of Timothy about letting your petition or writing your petition.
Yes.
Petition paper. You don't have to go to no stationery store. Just go to a grocery store next and put your groceries in a paper bag.
Yes.
I got this one right here from UPS the other day.
You know, you can buy that brown paper bag material. You can buy that like the sheet paper. And you can get it with lines or without.
No. We're doing old school stuff.
Yeah.
So
Yeah.
I'm one of those old heads from back in the day. You can go to the Dollar Tree and buy you some paper bags.
Lunch bags.
Yeah, they come in a set of 50. Matter of fact, I need some. And I
I
keep
got
on.
some here. I'm
And so,
trying to tell you everything that you're showing me. Only maybe two or three things I don't have here, but everything that you're showing me, because my uncle's old as I don't know what. He lives right in the house, and he still packs his lunch like he's going to work, and it's in these brown paper bags. We got a billion of them.
yes. But you know what? There's a whole lot of stuff you can do with them brown paper bags. Whole lot of stuff. People think it takes a lot of different money, but you got to think about this. What our ancestors did back in the day in order to get a prayer to go through, they used what they got. You know,
That's
my thing
right.
is always use what you have until you can do better. Now, if
That's
you
right.
then you can go get the stationery paper. I can do better. I can go get the stationery paper, but the old way been working for me just fine. I ain't got
Right.
problems with it. All my clients they happy, and I just the old way work because that's what I was brought up to do.
That's right.
And even when you having problems with your children,
Put them on that bag.
and stuff they behind in the Word of God.
So you use an ink pen. A lot of people that I know here, they use pencil. They
You
never
can
use ink.
you use what you got,
Hmm.
but I need for whatever to stick and stay. Pencils you can erase.
Hmm.
Now, there's a certain way that you write your petition, and we'll probably get into that a little bit later because I can't show you every single thing. So
Hmm.
I'm not going to have too much videos. And
Right.
I'll make sure I break it down so that if you're looking for something in particular, it's kind of easy to find instead of
Hmm.
having to do a whole lot of stuff.
Right.
But there's a certain way that you write your petitions that um needs to be discussed. And I think you know what we was having a conversation and we was talking about certain things. I'm just gonna get a paper. You know what? You can use a paper towel.
Yeah.
Even a brown paper towel out the bathroom and write your petition up on that. What you need God to do for you? That's a petition. You know, God, please help me. You know, now as we go over through the course of these videos,
Uh-huh.
probably won't use the word God a whole lot.
Right.
When you come into the full knowing, you
Uh-huh.
know other words that you should be using. But
Right.
just for the sake of commonality, I'm using that word. Okay.
Okay.
So I think it was Dick Gregory or maybe Morgan Freeman. I like when he talks about providence or the universe, you know, and the universal laws and things of that nature.
Right.
I'm just talking in a different way. Um, but this right here, even on this line paper, you know, like I put down what I was going to have, and then I ended up adding extra stuff. What we're going to talk about. But I think I'm going to do a segment on what every mother should have in their homes, so that we can actually break down these products and
Mm.
why we need them in our home. Like,
That's good. That's good. Right. Yeah. Yeah. That would be so good.
and so, but I just want to kind of give an overview of some of the things to come because everybody thinks you got to go out there and put some fancy and what have you. But when we had Karma, it taught us whatever we had in the house, it could work. It
Okay.
could work, you know. And when you looking at spiritual practices, especially coming from a background where our ancestors dealt with slavery,
Right.
I mean, they had and made use of. You know,
Yeah.
a lot of, and the reason why I'm actually in the kitchen is because a lot of work was actually done in the kitchen,
In
believe
the
it or not.
kitchen. Yeah.
You know, and even when you're training younger women to keep their homes, you're doing it while you're preparing a meal. And so you can show them it's not always about the cooking, but also
The
seasoning.
seasonings.
Yes. And speaking of seasoning, you use a lot of seasoning in this type of work. Believe it
So
or
let
not.
me ask you this, because
Uh-huh.
it made me think of that. And I'm telling you, you are really young, but you're so old.
Yeah, I got old soul.
Yes. I mean, and it feels good to me because it reminds me of so many people that are passed along in my family, but for different reasons. You know, everybody got a different reason in your life. When you was talking about the liquor, and I told you, I said we use when we talk about the busting up coals and stuff, and you said you could pour it in tea.
Mm-hmm.
Well, coming up, not only did I know about the ginger brandy, But another thing that's so old, and people be like, "What? Who does that?" I know about the ginger brandy. I know about not what they sell in the store today, Vicks. I'm talking about that pure Vicks and that old tin can.
Yes,
You
that's
could
great.
get that
That's
in the Amish. It's an Amish store down here in Delaware, and I seen it one time, and we actually got it a couple of years ago. But I think we used all that. But it was that kind that's so pure you could actually put a little on your tongue and eat it, and it wasn't gonna hurt you. It's gonna bust that cold up.
wait a minute. You don't open up a can of worms now. You really
But
want to know?
hold up, let me ask you this one.
But look, but I'm gonna bring you some. Give me a minute. You don't open a can of worms. Yeah, you did. Okay, so it is
You
true.
might have to get up and go get something else because I'm sure you probably have it. What I'm
Yeah,
about to tell you.
I can make my own. I'm an herbalist. So this is the camphor that you can eat. You go
Yeah,
to an Asian or an Indian store in order to get it. This is the camphor that you pray with, that you burn. Make sure you get the smokeless one, because if not, you're gonna have black soot all over the place.
yeah,
Okay, and a lot of times, like the Indian people, they use that. The reason why I also use it because I got Indian in my blood. Like,
right,
you know, I got two types of Indian on my mother's side, but I'm also initiated into another tribe.
right. Let me ask you this one. I'm going to take you way back. 'Cause, honey, I don't even know when the last time I seen this. It had to be in the 80s.
Mm-hmm.
Red kerosene.
Red kerosene. Now, there's kerosene that you can. That's the one that you can actually take
The
for.
red kerosene.
That's the one you take
Going
cold.
back to that.
You can't go get that kerosene now unless you go
Oh,
way back, but you got to know where to go and who to talk to. There's a
yeah,
lot you can find, but it's through word of mouth. Just like before I actually opened up this practice, anybody who came to me, it was through word of mouth. It was
right.
because it was advertised. And some of the people, I was like, how in the world? And some of them, like, they speak another language.
My father is old school. He don't care nothing about this new mess, as he said. I don't care nothing about this new mess.
Mhm.
That Vic Stab,
Mhm.
the red kerosene, and if you look, red kerosene is kind of thick. It's
Very,
thicker.
it's just like
Okay,
this.
the red kerosene,
Mm-hmm.
that Vic Stab. Sometimes they might melt it down and mix it a little teeny bit with that red kerosene, enough for a teaspoon and a half or whatever. Drink it. They rub that Vic Sab on you. They go behind with that ginger brandy. I don't care if you had walking pneumonia, you ain't walked for 2 weeks. The next day you was up,
Oh,
gone, and getting ready to go to school the next day.
you know what? Sometimes I remember that I was supposed to show you with another product, but you need some onions. That's another.
Really?
It don't have to be red. You
Okay.
need onions because this can actually help with fevers. But you need
Yeah.
another that I do have, and I'm tired of going in another room.
Yeah.
So, and I want to teach you all this. This is a home remedy that I grew up with.
Mm-hmm.
It work, and I use it to this day.
We grew up with some of them. Some of that stuff. That's why I don't know, but I'm everything that you saying to me, like it. You know, with Celine Dion sing that song saying all coming back to me now.
Mm-hmm.
When we were coming up, even on down to blankets. When we were coming up, you didn't have but one. All you needed was one blanket. And 9 times out of 10, my uncle still got like 2 of them that he ain't let nobody touch for absolutely no reason. You know, you couldn't afford to go to the store and buy the fancy blankets. So they had what was called them patch blankets. That might be a pair of jeans, an apron, 2 or 3 scarves, old curtains and everything. And them blankets would be so heavy, they would hold you down to the bed. That's all you needed was that one.
Those are quilts.
Yeah.
Made them hand stitched. But these
Yep.
thing you need to have is some eggs.
Yeah, we
You
keep that.
curse, separate, and heal and braid together. With
Yeah,
some eggs, believe it or not. Simple eggs. This one costs me about $3.
yeah.
So there's a lot that you can do. Well, even when you look at some of the products, it's not about the name brand. Keep that also in mind. It's about your intention and why you're using it. If you know what it is, even you can take some ants and some eggs and heal.
So what is that? Say it again. Ants.
Ants and eggs
Wow.
heal. But those who know, they know. Old school remedies, you know. But that's one of the things that I enjoy that I've learned because I'm
Right.
older people, and while my other relatives they were out able to play around and what have you, I was in there learning. I had a aunt mother who taught me how to pray, how to tarry, and she lived to be 100 years old. But I am so grateful. And even like the sea moss, I just got sea moss in here now because of hanging out on her porch with her. And there's a reason why you use certain things, you know. But a lot of people, they say it's old timey and different things of that nature. But let me tell you, the old time way is helping me.
You have. I told you this before. We wasn't even in a video. We was on the telephone.
Mm-hmm.
You have around you. You might can't see it. I can see it. I know people. I could talk with you 2 or 3 minutes and tell you right now you ain't shit. You know what I'm saying? Then on the other hand, it's people that I could sit and talk to all day long. All day long. You have a remember what is it? Just let your soul glow. And remember that old commercial, remember with the Jerry curl, and they would have that light around it like the angel. Like you have that aura around you. You're not hype,
But
you're
you know,
slow to speak,
but you know
quick to
what?
speak, but slow to speak.
But you know what? I tell people I'm gifted in the light.
I'm telling you, you have it. You have it. And I believe that you mean well, not from just the heart. I believe that you mean well from the soul.
Oh yeah. I try not to hurt you, but if you play with me in the wrong kind of way, that on you. Because I'll tell you this leave it alone. I ain't bothering you, don't bother me. I learned a long time ago, don't touch things and don't touch me. But if you touch something to touch me, and I didn't ask you to kind of move out my way, that on you. Whatever you get, you get. Because my spirit and my protection, it protects me always, always.
Yeah.
Before I go to a place, I send my angels, and back in the day they used to say, how your angels encamp around you.
Uh-huh.
Teach that when you send your angels to go before you to protect you. So as you they are circling you. So if I pray, they are circling me. If I move that way, they're still circling me.
It's right in the word of God.
You might see me. There's 10,000 others that coming along with me. On my way. They got an old song. Lord, I just need you to help me.
Help me on my journey. Help me on my way.
So you can call forth your angels, you can call forth your help, but keep this also in mind. If you find a person who has spiritual abilities such as I, you always want to have that person in your good graces because that person will for you without you knowing or without knowing you, because it's not always something that we're supposed to tell you. A lot of times, especially when I'm working, if I come into that particular building, there's the reason why I'm coming into that building is not only just to do the work, but there's some spiritual problems there. So I know because a lot of times I don't leave my house for nothing unless I really have to.
Lady said yesterday at the court, the worst thing you can ever do, something's going on with her son. And the lady said the worst thing that you can ever do is, she said, well, when she got up there, she's old. When she got up there and she said, my help come with me. Matter of fact, my help came before me. And this lady was talking real nasty. She said, the lady said, she sat there yesterday. This was after I talked to you. She said, last thing you ever want to do is piss an angel off. She said that's a dangerous thing to piss an angel off. Because where there's one, like she said, it's like a snake. Where you find one angel, trust me, it's some more right behind. And when they catch up to that one that you done pissed off, angels stick together. So now when you piss one off, you pissing them all off. And this is what this lady said yesterday in the courthouse. I'm sitting there ear hustling, listening to everything she said.
Mm-hmm.
And she said that to me, and I said, what the heck? But I thought about it. It's the truth.
Mm-hmm. Mm-hmm.
That's the truth. And that's deep.
It is. But not only that, it is a blessing. A lot of times, if I go into someone's home or go inside of their building or their businesses,
Mm,
because I can bless that building and their businesses according to how they receive me. But if I
mm,
see well, that on you.
mm,
You do what you want to do.
mm.
You know what? The Bible says, dust your feet off and keep on moving. And so
Yeah.
that's good. But at the same time, I hope to be a blessing to everyone who I encounter.
Mm,
But also, I know that there's another side of me because I am a Gemini.
mm.
That side that you don't want to see.
What's,
Because,
what's your birthday?
June 16th.
Okay.
So the thing about it is that there's a super nice side and there's a super mean side. And
Mm.
that's evil. Because, I got another name I don't like to hear. And the only reason being because you're bringing out that other side that you don't never want to see.
Yeah.
No, but if you call me by that name that I like, you remind me to glorify God.
Right. Right.
It's up on you what you want. You can get the good, the bad, or the ugly. I bring it to you. But I would prefer, as far as possible, to be at peace with all people. But
Yeah.
but if that other side, because my late grandmother Elizabeth Richardson, her name was Elizabeth Vaughn Richardson, and she's deceased. But I named one of my children after her. And she told me when I got in my first fight in middle school, and I got suspended. She said, "Well, there's a time to be a lady, and there's a time to be a woman. So which one you want? I can be delicate and smooth, and can be the lady, or I can be the woman that's gonna handle her business."
Mm-hmm.
But at the end of the day, I try not to touch things that don't touch me. But I
Mm.
know it is, and my relatives, they love to say this. They're like every time I call your name, you either gonna call or you show up.
Wow.
I can hear when people talking about me. I just don't say that a lot of times. And then they be like, "Oh, why you acting funny?" Because I done heard the shit that you done said about me. And then you want to be nice in my face, and I just sit there and just look at you. And I don't even have to be there. I can be in another state someplace else.
Unbothered.
Unbothered, unmoved. I'm just like a river planted by a tree. I shall not be moved.
Mm, mm, mm. I'm eating all this like my bowl of cereal, right?
Oh, absolutely. That's why I'm giving it to you.
Mm-hmm.
So, the Bible says you entertain angels unaware.
Unaware.
Unaware. And
I
you,
done had experience.
you never know, who you entertain because everybody don't look like everybody. I don't look like I can do any wrong.
Look at Satan. He was one of the beautifulest ones of all.
I cause a lot of destruction if you touch things that touch me. I try not to, but it up to you.
Yeah.
And I warn you, I probably give you about 3 warnings so you kind of leave it alone. But it up to you what you want to do.
Mm.
But because of the fact that what my maiden name is, and me and my dad, we was talking the other day. He said, "Yeah, one of the things I did tell you, cause no harm but take no shit.
Yeah.
I can be the nicest person in the world and try to be because I really want to see people be better. When you come into my presence, I want you to leave being much better than what you was when I first met you.
That's right.
That's what I want. Now, if you're disrespectful, that on you. Because back in the day, they used to always say, don't let them old people put them out on you or point that finger. They point that finger,
Oh yeah.
finger can kill you. And people don't believe that. They just say that finger just Certain people have the ability to do certain things, and they ain't always up in the pulpit.
Well, we all seen what Sealy did to Mister. Until you do right by me.
But see, that's the law of reaping and sowing, reciprocity. So when people do evil to other people, that's why sometimes when I have clients, like I was offered probably about 2 months ago, somebody offered me $1,600 to do something, and I said no.
Mm.
But before they offered it to me, they offered me $700. Now they was looking at the fact that I had kids in the house that needed to eat, and I need to pay my bills. But you got to realize that I got another location that's really doing well. And even if it ain't, my ministry is more important and my reputation is more important to me than you
Right.
that might pay a bill or two or three, four, five, don't really know. But nevertheless, if my spirit tell me don't touch it because it ain't touching me, I am not going to touch it. And they used to tell you when you go into the store for children, don't touch things that don't touch you.
Ah,
But
that's right.
I was telling you something about spiritual practices too. You know, there's a lot of people who are sick, crippled, what have you, and I can tell that they have done some things they got no business doing because they didn't have the ability and the power to say no. Everything that somebody brings to you because they want help, I am not for everybody, and everybody ain't for me. And the thing is, you got to know who your ministry is for and who it is not, and how far to go with it.
I
Just
was getting ready to say, and another thing,
mm-hmm.
people don't understand when you do certain things. One thing for certain and two for sure, karma is real. It is real.
Mm-hmm.
It don't always have to serve you the way that you put it out there. It
Exactly.
might not even come to you. It might come to the people connected to you, such as your children,
Yes.
their children, and
And
even their children.
that's why I wouldn't touch that thing because that thing they was asking me to do, yeah, I could have did it. I could have did it real easy. But the thing is, one, when they came to me, they had an issue where they wanted somebody to talk to them. And they was like, okay, can you? And I said, yeah, I can get that done. So the person called them within 2 hours after they left me. Okay. Then they called me back complaining because they didn't want to talk to that person at that time. I said, well, what the hell you came to me for? Didn't I tell you I can do this for
That's
you?
your testimony. That's the one on the testimony.
They got mad with me and then turned back around and asked me to do something else for $700. I said, no, I'm not doing that because first of all, you already presented me with a problem. You came to me to get something done and I did it, and then you complained about it because it wasn't within your timing, and I told you I was going to do it. Secondly, I gave you what you want, but then you didn't appreciate it. You was very disrespectful.
I wouldn't fool with that no more.
Third, that very thing that you really want, that ain't good for you, child. And I kept on telling the lady, I said, look, this ain't good for you. You need to leave this alone. And then she was like, well, I could go someplace else. I said, well, go someplace else because I won't be doing it. And see, my thing is this in my ministry, because this is ministry to me,
Mm.
I want people to be holistically healthy.
Yes.
I always have to come to me. You go someplace else, get your ass on. You know, because point blank, I'm not doing every single thing that I can do because every single thing is not good for you and it may not be good for me. Because as I'm getting into that fight with you, guess what? I'm going to be experiencing some of the same
You
things.
open up that door.
And I don't want to have that. And because I have children and grandkids, I'm not getting ready to put that on them or
Exactly.
around me. And it's not going to affect and touch things when it ain't touching me.
Exactly. And then also you're opening up that door.
Yeah, and that's a portal. So
Some doors are meant to stay closed.
exactly, there are certain things like that Pandora box you
Mm.
can't even touch, even if you can. And sometimes you have to have the ethics to say no and walk away. There's power in the no, and sometimes there's a blessing in the no. And I told her after she done made me mad because I was cussing again. I said, "Look here, if I give you that thing, you can get hurt." And she's like, "Well, yeah, okay. Maybe I need that." I'm like, I'm not getting ready to hurt you for no $1,600. So my thing is this: if you are my client, I want to see you being prosperous, being healthy, and being well.
Well,
So why would I do something and you're
To hurt you.
applying to intentionally hurt you when I already saw? And then you know what the bitch, oh, you know what she turned around and told me? She said, I done been to 4 or 5 people and they told me the same thing. What the hell you coming to me for? I just told you the same thing. And we don't even know each other except for one. One live in another town who I do know, but they wouldn't do it for you either. You think you're gonna come here and gonna get something different? It is gonna hurt you. Leave it.
Remember I told you about the older lady that I had, that older lady that passed away. Remember I was telling you what she was telling my daughter father.
Mm-hmm.
I'm trying to, and I used to be like, well, God, why can't we do something to make him a better person and this and that? But she said some people, some things are just not in them. I'm telling you, do you want to be half? She said you may not die, but you're gonna be damn near an inch away from it. Stop trying. I'm telling you, I know exactly what it is that you're saying,
So,
because I'm telling you that last beating that he gave to me.
and see, you know what? You just not said something. But let me say this that I tell my children and I tell my godchildren and my clients. Just because you can do something don't mean that you should.
That you should.
And that's why sometimes we have a lot of domestic violence cases because they don't went to some type of spiritual awakening and did some things they ain't got no business doing and breaking the universal laws, and then they getting the ass beat and they wonder why.
The girl after me, right? And it's so crazy because we used to have similar features. I remember I told you I was always 99 pounds or whatever. I got this little extra weight the years later, but she's still the same. I don't even think she weighs 89 pounds soaking wet. When I tell you that he to this day beats this girl for breakfast, lunch, and dinner. She done darn near just like me, had every bone and her body broke. And the woman used to say, when I got you away from him, I got you away from him because I was trying to save you. But you trying to run right back to the very thing
that can kill you.
That could kill you. When I tell you, it ain't even what we in July now. This July, April, end of March, April, somewhere like that. That thing was fighting for her whole life.
But let me tell you, some people don't have a soul. Sometimes their soul escape them. Like sometimes you can look at a picture and you know you were talking about the aura or the colors around a person.
Yeah.
Sometimes that person is empty. They have a term called narcissistic, but sometimes people have no soul, no feelings. And why you want to run back to something like that? They can hurt you, kill you, and erase you. That don't make sense to me.
But she did. She ran back. She ran back to it. And I'm here to tell you, her running back to it, man, I seen that girl a couple of daggone weeks ago, man. I'm trying to tell you right now, she don't look like she no bigger than she don't like she weigh no more than a bag of onions. And I'm telling you, and like I said, this was like March, April, somewhere in that. Them bruises still ain't healed. I know about them black eyes, them raccoon eyes and stuff like that. And she came to me, girl, oh my God. All these years later, and I still remember. And like I say, my daughter's 21 years old now. This was when my daughter was nothing but months old. And this one was tough. And you said it all these years later, and I just can't believe that this is what I'm still going through. You opened that door back up after that woman sat right there and told you. She told you on 3 or 4 different occasions that you got free from that. Get away from that before it halfway kill you. And now there she is.
But see, this is the thing. Now, I won't give you a promo. If you go to Amazon.com, I have a book by Emma's daughter, says Behind Closed Doors. So it talks about domestic violence and things of that nature, and how a lot of times, even in Christian homes and in professional environments, people get feet just because of the fact that they want to have a good name, big name, and everything else. But don't you want to have a peace of mind?
Sure.
But the thing about it,
she was worrying about the silver and the gold, honey. My mother saying a long time ago, I'd rather have Jesus than silver and gold.
Yeah, that's a Kurt Franklin song, Silver and Gold.
So it came with a purpose. That silver and gold is good, but what you got to go through to get to that silver and gold.
You know what? My mom used to always say, all that glitters ain't gold.
Mm-mm.
So
And
I,
salt look like sugar.
I can tell you sometimes it's best to leave a situation alone, even if that person promises you,
The
okay,
world.
I'll bring that person back to you. Sometimes it ain't worth it. Why
Mm-mm.
go through hell when you can live in prosperity and
Yeah.
peace of mind? You know,
Hold on
I did.
one second. Hold on one second, baby. You
Okay.
scared the time out of me. I can say, who in the hell is that at the door this time? Now, where you going to get the grass more? Oh, okay. If you get, don't forget when you cut the grass, face it out so it don't go in the flower bed. I heard somebody coming through my door, going out my door. I didn't know who it was. I forgot it was my uncle to do the grass. Scared me now.
Turn back on the dryer. So,
Scared me. Right, so who coming in my door?
mm-hmm,
But yeah, salt look like sugar.
mm-hmm.
Baking powder, baby soda got the same texture.
And, oh yeah, you know another thing I probably should have had was vinegar. That's another thing because you can use vinegar to clean up a whole lot of stuff, even at home and separating and stuff. Yes,
It's in my bathroom.
all kind of vinegar. Now. There's different types, and I
Mm.
have various types. And we, you know what? We might even make some warm water because you use that for vinegar too.
Uh-huh. Yeah,
Oh, they know what I'm talking about.
I do. I've heard it.
hmm
I've heard it.
Another thing I probably don't have listed is need some nails.
What is it?
Nails.
You know what, Dad said yesterday? My cousin came over here, and I believe he was trying to do something, and I believe I gave him a whole bag of nails from every which kind of nail, screw, hook, and everything. But it's a hardware store right up the street. I get y'all.
Yeah, but you know, sometimes you just need nine.
Oh yeah.
Oh, and you know, I learned that from my granddaddy. I
Hmm.
love him. Matter of fact, he gave me my love tools. I learned a whole lot from him because he used to love talking to fire. He would put that fireplace
Hmm.
outside in that yard, and there's a whole lot of stuff my granddad was getting done. And
Right.
even with the gopher dust and all kind of stuff.
I never got a chance to talk back to you yesterday after I went on my appointment. I wanted to call you so bad,
I
but
was
your house phone it was in my house phone, which I'm actually surprised worked because half the time we don't even never hear it ring. It's just there for just show and tell half the time. I went to where I went to yesterday. I don't even think I'm gonna need it. I don't even think I really don't. I couldn't wait till I heard from you again. Matter of fact, when I got up this morning I told myself last night, as soon as you get up, you got to send her an email and tell her what fell in your lap yesterday. I
you
mean,
know,
when I say,
behind the scenes, you know, I be working it out.
yeah, bloop. When I got there yesterday, when I was talking to the lawyer, and the lawyer said he was telling me all he was telling me or whatever, and I was like, "Oh, really? That's what they asked for now? Okay." I just didn't bother you then because I didn't have time, and plus, like I said, the number was on the house phone call I did, and I didn't have time to run back here. I said, "Okay, I get up in the morning time. I'm gonna call her and because I told him I'm not. Well, I told myself I'm not gonna tell him yay or nay until I heard from you.
Mhm.
But yeah, I felt like I told my cousin yesterday. I said, Lord, this has been a long ride, and just that right there, because what I got going on was hindering so many things. And if I had, if the other people had their way, it would mess me up with so many stuff that's headed my way. So I had to get that off of me. And when I it's crazy because I never get to talk to my people.
But you remember we talked yesterday, we was on live, and you said when I get these shackles on, I said no shackles coming off. Remember?
Yes. And my other homegirl, she said the same. My other homegirl, she said the same thing. She said, I'm telling you, she said, every day I'm brushing this off of you. Every day, every day, I'm behind the scenes. She said, I'm telling you, it's not gonna, she said, I'm telling you, it looks so horrible, but it's not gonna go down like that. For one, because when you're doing people dirty like that and you just do it's not gonna work for you.
See,
I'm
look,
telling you.
go to the book of Names, and when you the Hebrew boys, there's a part that they don't preach about. But when you get to the other side of through, after you get to the part where it was four of them that was in,
Mhm.
only put three. There's a point in there and it says and he, and then there's another point in the when Dane was in a lion
When
den
he was in the den.
and he. That's the point
Uh-huh.
that preach. You had to come out the lion's den, you know. But in the same token, you got to know that you know that work is getting done behind the scenes. You can't see everything.
Right.
Before things happen, a lot of times what people don't understand, before things manifest in the natural, it has
Got to
to
do it in the spirit realm.
in the spirit. So
Yeah.
to want to become wives, before you become a wife, you have to first become a wife spiritually
Yeah.
and be accepted and be accepted spiritually to get it to manifest physical.
Honey, like I said, me talking to my attorney half the time, we don't do that but shout, scream, and hoop and holler at each other. And it be to the point where I be saying to myself, if I see you, I'm going to beat you up. I'm going to have a real reason to be like, I'm going to beat the time out of you because you simple as I don't know what. And it was getting to the point where I was great fire him. Yesterday, we had he had court. And I had to be at the courthouse. So I had to take care of another matter, but which I had to take care of it at the courthouse. And he had called me up and he was like, I don't got but 2 minutes. I just wanted to tell you this, but I got to go to the court. So as me and him start talking, I said, well, I'm literally right in town now. He said, well, where you at? I said, I'm on my way to the court. So he said, well, unfortunately, I'm at the small court. When you get finished the big court, and if they say anything about being out of bounds, I'll tell them that I have you. Meet me over there. So I get over there and he takes the time. I had to wait a little bit for him because he's the man that's working and he's taking care of business. So he kept telling me, do not leave. I sat there for like 2 hours waiting for him. Got done. He said, now I'm going to deal with you. He said, I don't know how.
Press, the press. It's in the press.
Mm-hmm.
Just like an olive, it's in the press. In the press.
Well,
Sometimes you gotta be obedient. You gotta wait because there's messages that come forth in the wait, and you gotta learn something in the wait. But you
my
can't
girlfriend kept telling me, watch, wait, pray.
watch, fight, and pray. That's
Yeah,
it's saying, oh happy day. Watch,
yeah,
pray.
yeah.
But time our fighting causes us to be quiet in that stillness while you're fighting. Sometimes
Right.
you be all loud and want to be sister girl or what have you, because that ain't gonna work.
Mm-hmm.
You got to be okay. Whatever you say at the moment, you know.
I
Be like,
can't wait to talk to you by yourself, honey, so I can tell you what he said to me. Because when he said it to me, I was like, what? I had to listen. When he said it to me, I pulled. You know, how you go pulling them diagonal parking spaces. I was pulling I was pulling in front of the courthouse. As a matter of fact, girl, my car, and it's really low in the front. My car almost ran up over the little teeny hump thing, the parking hump, darn near to the meter. Because I was like, what? And I forgot to slow down.
won't God do it? What it do?
Won't he?
Won't He do it?
Won't he?
That's what I like to hear. I love.
I can't wait to get up and call my. I can't wait to call my other girl because y'all too. That was on my thing today. Like as soon as I get up and get ready to get myself together because I gotta go get my urine soon. I said I gotta call Rosa and I got to get in contact with this chick to let her know because it was and the man kept saying I don't even understand it. I don't even understand. I said, honey, don't even worry about it. Don't worry about understanding nothing.
But God. Jesus on the main line. Tell him what you
Call him up and tell him what you want.
girl, I tell you, I get my work done early in the morning. Play no games. Don't play no games. Don't play no games. Play with it if you want.
Hey, as my little niece say, hey, 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 hey. Ow, I got tickled to myself. All the way home, I felt like like bricks was just falling up off of me. Just
Yeah.
falling off of me.
Fall. You just gotta get the right person to fight. Who know how
Mhm.
to have that spiritual warfare. And I give honor to God. I give honor to my aunt mother. And I tell you, she taught me how to tear. Sometimes I was in fifth grade. She lived in a wooden house that had a outhouse where we had to go outside to use
God.
the bathroom. And she would make me pray for 5 straight hours
Yeah.
on a wooden floor that was painted brown. But she taught me so many different things that she got an opportunity to live till she was 100 years old. But I
I
never
think you've been to my house. I think you've been to my family. I think you've been around us. That I've never in my life ever heard another person say that they had wooden floors,
wooden
but
floors.
somebody had painted the floors brown. And
Five
remember, they was worn. Remember when they get worn and you could see the original wood and look and notice, oh, well, that was brown paint on top of that.
house. I grew up in a long wooden house. There's a lot of stuff that goes on in a long wooden house. A lot of blessings, a lot of prayers, a lot of sacrifices.
Especially the ones with them wood stoves, them
Yes, I used to go to
old wood stoves.
the stove. But let me tell you about that aunt mother that I had. She would always say, I would rather be an old man's dollar than a young man's fool.
Oh, yes, yes.
Every single time. And I take that to heart. And the things that she taught me is helping me to help other people.
Why
And
do you
that
think when people find fools, most of the time they keep them? Because if it ain't your food, it gonna be somebody else's food. And a lot of people try to reap benefits off the food, but the food that you think you fooling ain't always the food that you think that they are. And that thing comes right back.
full circle, full circle, full circle,
Now, we met for a reason.
full circle. Absolutely. And I thank my brother for introducing us because I was
Hmm.
doing something else. But when certain people call, gotta answer.
Yeah.
Gotta answer.
But did this nigga tell you that like me and him have not talked in like I said, like 15 years?
Wow.
We found each other on Facebook maybe like last year. Hit each
Okay.
other up in the inbox like, yo, where you been? So that was it. I think I had a conversation with him. It was like a forgiveness conversation, one way or another, back and forth. I forgive you for what you did. You forgive me. Okay, we cool. But that particular day, I was telling you, I was riding down the highway. I was racing my brain, and I was thinking. I was like, man, I don't understand. And I thought about it. I said, man, I know that this fool here, he reads. You cannot, I don't care what you say to him, and he may appear to act like he's agreeing with you. That's just him. Everything what you say to him, especially if it's something debatable, he's going to do his research. So that's why I went to him. And no
Yes.
sooner than I said what I said to him, he said, "Don't even worry about it. I got somebody, one of my sister friends." Within 10 seconds of the conversation, I was right down the highway when he called you. I was on the highway.
Wow. Cause I was working on contract when he called
I
me.
was on the highway. I talked to him. It's about 18 miles from where I was to my house. I talked to him probably 10 out of the 18.
Mhm.
But before I had even made it back to my house, he called you. When I got on the phone with you, I was just walking in my house. I'm in my bathroom now. This is my master bath. This is my office, my bathroom, my everything, my kitchen, my everything. Everything goes down in this bathroom. And he was like, yeah, he was like, listen to this. I'm going to call my sister friend. And once I call her, I don't even need to do anything else because everything is not for me. What's between you two is between you two. But immediately he's like, oh, I know who to call. Hold on for a second.
And he don't even live here either. He lives, I think, in Maryland or somewhere.
Maryland, Delaware. Mm-hmm.
Yeah, he lives all the way upstate.
Yeah.
Like I told you, it's through word of mouth.
Yeah.
People know, they know how to get in contact with me. And when certain people call, they know I'm gonna answer because of who they are to me.
Yes, but I'm telling you, that was just funny to me because I'm telling him, and he was like, that don't sound right there. No, that don't even make sense. People don't do stuff like that. I'm gonna tell you like this. I feel what he said as I was telling him. He felt a heaviness on him. He told me that he felt the heaviness. That's why he knew that wasn't right. And he was like, I'm gonna call my friend. He was like, because as you tell it to me, I feel that weight on me. That's not there's something wrong there. But I know who to put you in contact with. And I said to myself, yo, this nigga always knows somebody that knows somebody that knows somebody that knows somebody.
And that's how basic people get to me. I deal with whole families.
I got over 2,000 contacts in my telephone. Why I pick him out of 2,000?
Say that again.
I got over 2,000 contacts in my phone. I do. Because I'm all over the place. But why did I go to him out of the whole 2,000?
It's been 15 years.
Ask him. He'll tell you.
Wow. God is good. God is good.
As I was telling him, he was like, yo, he's like, not only do the common sense tell me that doesn't even add up. We've been friends on Facebook. We talk, like I might like something, they might like something, and that's it. But he was watching me play out on there, and he was like, just from me looking at what I looked at on there, anybody with common sense can see that's not right. That doesn't even add up. And he was like, as you're telling me, I feel I feel a heaviness. And he was like, no, I'm not going to bear that heaviness. And I know that that's not right, but I know who to contact. And I'm telling you, I was on hold while he contacted you. I'm still driving down the highway. This nigga clicked back over and said, I got him.
He got my personal number.
That's what he said. He's never really used it.
No, he's never called me before.
I'm telling you, this is what he said to me. And as I'm riding down the road, I'm racking my brain like, who can I call? Because this just don't even make sense. Nothing never said to me, call my other girl or call this person. But I called him. And he was like, no, but just hold on 1 minute. And he's at work. He was at work.
Wow.
He don't do this while he's on his job because he works with mentally and this, able children and stuff like that. So he don't have time to focus on nothing else. When he said his focus has to be right there. Okay. And he's like, nope, but I know who. And just hold on a second. Let me see if I can reach them. If you can't get through, it's 9 times out of 10. It's because they're working. He said, but if she sees my number, she will contact me back. And as soon as she contact me back, I'm going to contact you back because this just don't even make sense to me. But he was like, hold on.
Yep, he already know.
Yep, that's what he said to me.
Mm-hmm. Yep.
I'm grateful that through him, I was able to make this connection. Because like I said, I'm a pretty good judge of character. And I know people. Like I said, I can sit down and listen to you 5 or 10 minutes and say to myself, this bitch ain't shit. And the whole time but I know what I know. And I've yet to feel that. I have yet to feel in my spirit that it's anything else. And if it is, even if I don't know, the man upstairs know. And some battles are not mine to fight. My mother used to say, God sits really high, but he looks mighty low. And I'm till this day. First of all, if anybody else had me up this time in the morning when they know I don't get no sleep like nothing, it would be an issue from the gate. When I was laying in the bed, my phone was down here in the bathroom floor. Like I said, it's just a bottle in the house because half the time it don't even work. We don't hear it ring or nothing half the time. When I heard it ring, I said, first of all, the solicitor people, they don't start calling until about 8:30 or 9 o'clock. It's this time in the morning.
You did you tell me to call you yesterday?
Yes, you. Yes, I did. Yes, I
Yeah.
did.
So that's what you told me to do. So I said, well, I'll just go ahead and do it.
But I would have thought you would have called the cell phone because that's what's right beside me. This house phone right here, like I say, half time it does not even work.
We got the same phone. That's the phone you called me on. We got the same.
Yeah, the phone don't even work half the time. People be saying, man, hundreds of people say we call your house phone. It only rings for solicitors. That's
Mm.
all. People, do you want new roof shingles or do you? That's the only time people call this phone. But when I heard it, crazy. The crazy thing is,
Mhm.
I just came out of this bathroom because I was dreaming somebody was calling my name and it sounded like my niece. And I heard a bell. I got up, walked out there, and looked around, and I don't see nothing stirring. I heard this in my sleep. I lay right back down in the bed. I lay right back down in the bed, and not even a whole minute goes by, the phone rang. You notice it took me like 2 or 3 minutes to call you back because I had to sit there and I thought about it. Solicitors ain't calling this time in the morning. And if it is a family member that they got through, it's because something is wrong this time in the morning. Or
Oh,
only
amen.
only Mark or somebody else has this number outside of yourself to reach me. So I said, it's one of the three. I got up, took my time, come right on out here, looked at it, looked at the caller ID. I said, Lord, let it show. Because half time it don't. I said, let it show. And I seen it. I said, okay, that's Emma daughter calling me. And it was probably Emma daughter in my ear to get me up because I was in a dead sleep.
Cause I told you I get up in the morning and do my work.
Mm-hmm.
I have my praise and worship and everything while everybody sleep, and get the housework done. And before
Mm-hmm.
I go out, there's work that I actually do before people actually see me.
Mm-hmm.
So I'm up. I'm one of those people. I get the job done.
Honey, I ain't even mad. I'm not even mad. As tired as I am, because I haven't been sleeping. Because I told you I had this procedure the other day,
Mhm.
and it's hard for me to sleep. I don't
Okay.
get my best sleep. My best sleep is in the morning. That's why I can't stand for my morning to be somewhere around this time. This is my best sleep.
But
But
guess
most
what?
of the time,
We get ready to go anyway. Guess what? We've been on here almost 2 hours.
oh my God, I ain't even pay no attention to that.
Yeah, it's an hour and 42 minutes.
Well, honey, I got my meat for the day, and I probably will be going back over this video again. I like this because I can go back to it in case I miss something. That's why
Okay.
I'm always recording. I always keep, where I can record because of injuries and stuff. I may miss something, and that's why I'm always.
Hi. 'Cause I'm on YouTube, Instagram, TikTok. Now some things on Instagram is real wild.
Mm,
Now people, they should follow through over there. But like on my Instagram, I just want to have a good time. So everybody know that it's not always about seriousness, but
mm-hmm,
work done. And you have to be creative in the way that you do so. Because everybody think you got to you dot your I's and cross your T's and all that. That's not the way that spiritual work works. You know, if we tell you we're going to do something a lot of times, we do it, but it may not be seen by you or the masses unless it's something that can be seen. You have
right.
to process. But I also told you, I said, sometimes I ain't gonna talk to you. I got some people
Mm-hmm,
that I'm not talking to. It's not that they did anything wrong, but in order for me to get my work done, I can't have everybody in my ear because I have to
yeah.
concentrate on what the
Mm,
situation is at hand so I can move things out the way because I'm not just necessarily dealing with this dimension, but other dimensions also. And so, and as an alchemist, there's a lot of things that go into this that we don't necessarily talk about. And
uh-huh.
a lot of times people won't be able to understand it because they'll think you're crazy, even though you know that you're saying, you know.
Yeah.
But it's a lot of work that goes into this behind the scenes. It ain't cookie cutter and it's not anything. Now some things get done fast. It just depends on what it is. But
Mm,
tell all my clients you get it fast, it ain't gonna last. So
yeah.
but if you get it slow and steady like the turtle, turtles last a very long time. And by the way, I am a turtle too.
Mm,
So, and those who know this, look it up, you know what that means. So, you always want to have steady ground. You want to take one step and then go two. You don't want to run to a race because just like with the tortoise and the hare, even though the hare looked as if he was going to win. It was actually the tortoise that did the job because of the fact, and he won because he was slow, steady, meticulous about the things that he was doing and understanding that there was a process. You know,
Yeah.
a process before you got in the situation too, and there's a process to get out of the situation. And yeah, there are some people who do things real quick, fast, in a hurry. And if you want that, don't come to me because I ain't doing that real quick, fast, in a hurry unless it's something real simple like communication.
Right.
That's okay. And speaking of communication, I also have an oil called um I can't think of it now, but basically it's open roads. So it opened the roads of communication and different things of that nature. But everything that I have, it may not be on the website at this current time, but it's customized, and I always let you know how to get going.
Okay.
And there's some pages that you might not see. But the overall goal is that if I can help you, I'll be more than happy to do so.
Right.
Something that's gonna cause you pain and I can see it, there's no need for me to touch that because why would I want to inflict pain on my clients? Because of course I want you to be able to like, share, subscribe, and tell other people. Share it to your page or what have you, so that other people can get the healing that they need holistically. Because it ain't always about this, that, and the third. And then say, for instance, you don't want to come to me. If you go and look online at Amazon, there are books that I have read
Yeah.
on the Emma's Daughter and other things. Now, if you see that Emma's Daughter, they got some things kind of hidden knowledge. So that's up to you, what you want to know. But it's there for the masses, and it's a little bit more affordable because I think some of us are like $10 or so forth.
Mhm.
My bestseller is a cookbook that has you don't need to throw hot grits if you know this. I don't know why, but everybody loves that, man. It has good soul food for the soul, for the
Mm.
spirit, and for the body. But I really want to get into why every woman needs to have this in their toolkit, especially if you're going to be a mother, because your job is to be a shepherd over your children.
That's right.
As you are a shepherd over your children, you're also the helpmeet to your man or your whoever you with, because this day and age, people going and doing all these
Mhm.
things with alphabets, and it's no discrimination on my part. Because if you see on my website, it tells you that I'm open to that. I don't discriminate. I don't really care who you fucking, because at the end of the day, I ain't got nothing to do with that.
That's right.
Might be a minister, but my job is not to chastise you on what you do. My job is to show you love and
Mhm.
give you a solid foundation on what you should and should I do. That's best practices according to what you want to do, because everybody got free will. I'm not getting ready to break no universal law, even though I could potentially do it, because I don't want consequence. Because
Right.
not happen necessarily to me, but I got kids, grandkids, gonna have great grandkids and so forth. And somebody might be trifling along the way, but I want them to be able to say, you know what, Emma's daughter on their knees, Monica, whoever you want to call me, she has at least showed love and she tried to help somebody along her way.
Mhm.
Try to do good as best as she could. Now, you're not gonna make some mistakes. That is
Mhm.
true. I'm human. But at the end of the day, I want my good to override my bad.
That's right.
That's point blank simple.
And your children speak for you.
So again,
They do. Listen, I got two biological children of my own. My son, 24, my daughter, 21. And I went through some situations where it kept me away from my kids for a while when I got locked up for them years. And I got my kids back. And I also, not only did I get them back, I got three more that came with them. My cousin's kids from the hell. But I love them. They still mine. But I tell them to this day, every time you walk out the door, you're not just representing yourself, you're representing me too. You're not going out here with your pants hanging all the way down to your behind. You're going to be presentable at all times because you never know whose path you're going to cross. And looking at you, even when I'm not around, it's them looking at me because your actions, your everything
yeah.
speaks for what I'm teaching you.
Mhm.
So keep in mind that when you go outside, you ain't just representing you representing me too. And I ain't gonna have you out here making people like no damn fool.
And I tell my kids, especially my son, and he's in the military, I said, don't you forget who you belong to and who you are.
Yes.
And I've been telling him that for a long period of time. But it's as a reminder, because even like last week, my daughter's male friend, he
Mm,
turned 6 years old. So we all went out to eat, including his mother. And I told him, I said, the only reason why I let you come and see her is because I met your mother when I met you. And I knew what type of person she was because of the type of person that you presented yourself to me. He made an appointment with me 2 weeks prior to me meeting him, went and got a haircut and made sure that he was together at age 15 before and for his mother the first time he met me. So that's why he could come to my house, and that's why I could sit at the table with him because he presented himself like his mother taught him. And I told him that with his mother sitting beside him. That's the only reason why. Other than that, she was too young to have a male friend come and visit. I wouldn't have done that. But
yes.
the fact of how he presented himself now, and keep this also in mind now. I'm a Southside somebody, and people who know, they know just because somebody presents themselves a certain way, you still watch, fight, and pray.
Oh, hell yeah.
So I'm not to see that he's still a young man and he is in that phase of sorting out his wild oats. But what
Yeah.
I said is that he impressed me so that I did not mind him coming to see her
Because
at
that
that
shows
age.
how he was raised.
Exactly. And not only that, me and his mother, we chaperone. So whenever he's here, we're here.
Right.
The whole thing. And then she ended up being one of my sisters in two different organizations that we belong to.
Wow.
Yeah, I didn't know that at the time, but because
Wow.
of the fact of how he spoke to me on that phone, I met his mother through him, and I knew how he was being raised in a single parent home, and I didn't mind. And still,
Right.
and you know what? And I took the time. I went to work on his birthday, and he said I was the first person that called him outside of his family because I
Oh.
wanted to make sure that he had a great day, and I wanted to make sure that we as a family honored him. And
Oh.
I told him, I said, look, she got a new daddy right there. You be careful.
Yeah.
I said, yeah, that's her new daddy right there. So you can't say everything. You got to show respect to him too, because he watching you just like I'm watching you.
That's right. That's right.
But he received it well, and he said, yes, ma'am. Well, he could have been a little bit arrogant like these kids today, but he know better. And
That's right.
what I respect from him and his family is the fact that they just let me be who I am. They know I do this work.
Right. Right.
They see it all around and what have you. But nevertheless, I like the way that his mother raised him. And,
Right.
and notice I said raised and not parent. There is a
That
difference.
big difference.
I raise and I parent my kids. But when I'm talking professionally, we talk about parenting. But when I got to raise them, they know I will walk right through them. Like I tell my son who's in the Marine Corps, I said, let me tell you, son, don't play with your mama because I moved something off your dresser while you up in Mississippi. He said, yes, ma'am. I know.
Right. Right.
And he know don't play that. I'll move it and I'll shut it down.
Hmm.
Stand him still
Hmm.
with a
Well,
clip in his hand. You see that?
yeah.
And I didn't know what I did, bro.
Right.
But I tell you what, it is so important that we pour into our children and teach them
God,
our
it is.
stuff. Because if
It
you don't
is.
teach them your value system and teach them what they need in their households, because one day they're gonna go out and they need the stuff. This is simple stuff. This cost me 99 cents. But
Yeah.
speeding up a situation, if I have no sugar, sometimes you got to learn how to use an alternative method. If I have no honey, which I do, it's sweeten it up. It might be a little bit slow, but you got to think about this. When you pour in syrup, it don't come out fast.
Nope.
So you take it in stages and sweeten the situation up because everything ain't for everybody. But I do know that these home remedies do work because I've seen it all the days of my life. I'm 42 years old and it's
Mm-hmm.
working for me. And then one of the things I did notice that when I went out there on my own, while I had I think my first husband and did everything the bishop and the pastor told me to do to keep my house, it wasn't working for me. Because of the fact in Deuteronomy, it says, do not forget the things that you was taught in your youth.
That's right.
The things I was taught in my youth to go ahead and deal with and respect those as my spiritual parents before I respected my natural parents. That ain't gonna work. You have to respect your natural parents and your spiritual parents.
That's right.
My godchildren, because I have spiritual godchildren that are in other states. You
Uh-huh.
respect both or you're out of order. I promise you, there are plenty days my daddy done piss me off. And he know it. He trying to
Right.
get graces right now because he done did something he had no business doing about 6 years ago. But nevertheless, I still have to respect him so I can get that respect for my children
That's right.
and their children. Because whatever you dish out, you know, we talked about karma, that's
Uh-huh.
what you're going to get again. You know, and not teaching them the value system and things that you need to have. Like my son, he don't really want to know about all this and that. And that's a preacher, that's a bishop, you know, and they might say, okay, you know, your mama doing this, yeah, I am. Your mama know this, yes, I do. But I know what I taught him in the word, and that's why he got a book called The Spiritual DNA of God. Because he know it from the inside out. You know, I
Right.
went over them churn while they was inside of my belly.
That's right.
Outside. And before I got them, I had to pray over my ovaries. You know, I had to look in the book of Samuel because the book of Samuel talks about there's a point in there. I want to say her name is Hannah, but I
Uh-huh.
might be mistaken. But she couldn't have no children. I was once like that. When I was 14 years old and 21, they told me I would never have any children. But let me tell you something. I done been pregnant 8 times because I said when and not if. There's a difference
Uh-huh.
that you use, and if you know how to use this Bible to fight, you can have all kind of victory, all kind of victory. But you got to know that you know that you know. And I will tell you this: in my youth, the persons who taught me how to work the word and how to use the word, how to love the word, and have it on the inside out, and how to help people. There was a drums or something, South Carolina. I learned more from them than I learned actually in the church. And I've been in every type of denomination.
Wow.
Every time. And one of my favorite practices that most people don't know, I love Buddhism and Thaiism, Thai, uh, the Tao. I love that. But
Yeah.
because I'm black folks don't necessarily want to hear about all that. But nevertheless, I have respect for all altars, and that's one of the things that we all need to learn. And
Uh-huh.
keep yourself from being cursed and attacked. Respect people's decisions if they choose not to be a Christian. That's not your fight. That's
That's
not.
not. People don't get that. I don't argue Christian. I don't argue the word with people. I do not look. You believe what you believe.
But keep this also in mind. That word believe and believe have the word lie in there.
Yeah.
You have to know. That's why I keep on stressing you have to know that you know. And it doesn't make sense when people tell you, don't read this, don't look at that. How you going to fight a situation spiritually? Because a lot of times people attack you spiritually and you
Yeah.
don't know what they're using. That is a stupid ass thing to
And
do.
another thing.
On that Bible, and you're not going to see the other religions and the other side of things, but then you think you're going to get a breakthrough and you don't even know how to fight. The Bible says, study to show thyself approved, but it didn't say that you had to always look inside that same word. You got
Yeah.
you being attacked by a demon, a devil, and the devil has different names. Just like when you call the word of God, or when you call the name of God, depending upon what you need. Like they say, Jehovah Nisi, Jehovah Jireh,
Uh-huh.
and different things of that nature. There are different names for different demons that governs different situations.
Yes, there
That's
are.
talk about it in the church. That's why I'm gonna talk about it with Aunt Mary Louise.
Let me tell you something. Like I said, everything that you say to me is like good meat. Because I be thinking this. One thing I don't do, I don't get to argue in the word with people. Because whatever your thought is anyway, ain't got to have no hell to put me in. I let them argue that out. When I even see it, I step right on off. I don't argue politics. I might have my opinion, but I'm not going to sit down and go back and forth with you about what I think, what you think.
Mm-mm.
Mm-mm.
The song that I love to listen to, and the name of the song called "I Don't Fuck with You." I
Uh,
love the song. I may not listen to it around people, but
mm-hmm.
I love that song because it gives you another dimension of thinking. You know, let people do what they want to do. Whatever you choose to do, if you want to listen to me,
Let them be great.
If you don't want to listen to me, that's good too. But at the end of the day, my chief aim is to make sure I help somebody along the way. And a lot of the stuff that I say, it may not make sense, but I promise you it do. Because I done
Listen,
old heads, and like I said, I'm bloodline and initiated, so I know what I'm talking about.
when it come around me, and especially if I'm already feeling that it's not right from the start, that old man sing that song, hell to the no, no, no.
Yeah, Bishop Goldwaker.
That's what I be hearing in my head. And I'll hail my ass to the no right on away from you. Y'all go ahead with that.
You
And
know
that's the
what?
back of my
Song. I think my daughter, she's 13. She loves his song. I think what preachers are full of shit or something like that. And sometimes they are, and I can
oh, the
tell
whole lot about you.
I am one. And sometimes I can be full of shit too. It just depends on what day and what we're talking about. Because I know some things that I want to say to some people, they're not going to receive me well. But that's okay. I just dust my feet and keep on moving.
Honey,
You know,
it's been times we done been in the club.
but that's what it is.
We done
This
been in the club sometime. And this was before that song even became popular on YouTube and stuff. Because that music is called Zydeco. It's from down south.
Yep.
And it's called Zydeco music. I
Absolutely.
heard that song so many years ago. Like I said, that song is over 20 years old. People just don't know.
Oh, they don't know. And see, that's another thing about my I gotta fix my little light. I put up here yesterday trying to be a little bit fancy. One of the things that my grandfather taught me was the power of music. And that's another thing I want to talk about because there's some old
No,
songs.
okay, there they go. They came back.
Oh
We
yeah.
could be in the club, honey, and the finest thing on earth. I'm talking about somebody fine, got the whole package, the whole look and everything. They could come at me and something in my spirit. My girl was like, girl, you not gonna talk to him? You trying to get your number? I've been saying this saying for so many years before the people even started listening to the song on there. That song is 20 some years old, for one thing. That is Nautica music.
But
And I
like
would be in the club, and my friends would cry laughing. But I'm serious. They just don't realize it. And they be like, girl, oh, he trying to get at you. All the women here, he trying to get hell to the no, no, no. Why? Because his spirit ain't right. And soon he stepped in my presence. I felt what's the thing say? My baby is shaking.
And you know what? That's how people get sin sick, fooling around with people that they know in their spirit don't agree with you. Do not
And I'm telling you,
entertain devils that don't agree with you. Trust your spirit. But I remember it was a point in time because I wanted to be all holy in the now and really prove that I was sanctified and saved. That my spirit would tell me either to shut up or walk away from the person, and I didn't want to do that because that person was in my church or that person was a leader or what have you. But now, damn,
they got front row seats in the church.
shut up and move. Like I got a cousin. I love him. He's a pastor and he's also he has another vocation. And one of the things that he told me when he found out that he was my cousin, and I could have been offended, but he was 60-something years old and he does a lot of things in the community. He said, you know what? Shut up. He said, shut up. But I had to respect that because I was my elder. And
That's right.
Me. And I was going to tell somebody something I had no business telling them.
Yeah.
Me, he said, shut up. And don't you know, we have done a lot of great things in the community together.
Wow.
To him when he told me to shut up. Now, I could have been offended. I could have been like, I'm grown. I got kids. I got grandkids.
But the words that came out your mouth could have been words. You know what I'm saying? And he might have just saved. He could have saved your life at that moment when he told you to shut up.
Look, he did save my life and save me some money because I could have got into a whole lot of stuff by just.
Would I tell you that hell to the no? I've been sent. I'm telling you, when my daughter was first born, my daughter's father's family is from down Louisiana. And then, like I said, when we went to bring my baby to them to meet my daughter, they the one that turned me on to that Zydeco music. I loved it. I could vibe with people anywhere. I loved it. And I'm telling you, like I said, my daughter's 21 years old now. She could have been more than 4 months old or so when I heard this. And I would come back and it just stuck with me. I ain't even know all the words, but I know that hell to the no part. That same man My friends was like, "You is crazy. Ain't no way he got this going on. He got that, 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 that." Yeah, I ain't take him, but the fool behind me did. Girl, let me tell you, I don't know what in the world that man done to her, but when I see her, it be like light gone from dealing with him. It could have been me.
That's a word for somebody. That's a word. That's a song called "Thank You" by
Walter Hawkins, honey,
Yes, I listen to that doing my praise and worship
every day.
because he experienced a father. It could have been me, and I
Mm.
said today because sometimes you got to know that you know that you know, and do them all timey remedies.
And
And that's
that's why I'm telling you, it's been plenty of people and everyone. And I'm talking about these men would be for any woman would be like, good God Almighty, yes indeed. Everything that glitters is not gold, sweetheart. And sometimes,
it. Say
like
it.
like the old people say, all money ain't good money. Even though we all want it, all money is not good money.
Did you not
And
hear me? I turned down $700, and then the lady offered me $1,600 to do the same thing, and I said no,
that's right.
no. All
You don't
money.
know what you don't know what you just saved yourself from in the long run, because that 7 and 16 could have turned into you paying that out times 10 out of your pocket for something else.
And then not only that, them numbers
I'm
seven is,
trying to tell you.
and then when I add that one and that six, that's still completion. And then if I add the 7 and 7, that's 1 and 4. See, I do my numerology where I put
Yes,
two.
I'm trying to tell you, man. I've been saying that hell to the and my friend every time they'll be like, "T, you ain't gonna see him." Hell to the no, and they cry laughing. I mean, them girls get so weak because they love to hear me say that. Y'all laughing at that in one way, but in my mind, I know what I'm talking about, and I'm telling you. I seen him, and at one time I was like, "Oh God, if I could just get my hands on that right there." It's something my spirit kept saying, "Man, no, this thing is too perfect. It's everything. I can't find a flaw in him." Yeah, it was there, and I'm telling you, when the opportunity presented, I wanted it, and then when the opportunity presented itself,
But you know what? Tyler Perry got a movie, I think Diary of the Counselor or something, where this man he was put together in a package, and the lady she left her good husband, her
it
good
got
man
AIDS.
who had AIDS, because
Yeah,
it's good and they had the sex up in the air and what have you. Sometimes it's good not to have. Like my favorite uncle on my daddy's side, he loved to say sometimes you can have and don't got and don't have.
and it takes me right back to hell to the no, to the no, no, no. That thing that got him That thing that got him, I feel so sorry for her. It's
Mm,
like she's trapped in a basket, and you can only get a little teeny piece of the outside, like she in a bubble.
mm, mm.
And I'm telling you, I thought about that, and I was like, man, oh, he had her in the fine cars, the clothes, everything. Honey, that was nothing but the devil setting you right on up to trap you, to kill you. See, Satan will bless you too. Sometimes you have to look at the blessings that come your way, because Satan will make it so smooth and so pretty and so nice. And honey, it ain't nothing but a setup for him to take your ass out.
Yep. Sometimes you gotta say no. Walk away. Walk away. Walk away. I
Uh,
went to church and I was listening to this message, and I was dating this dude back in 2009, I believe. And the name of the message, and the church is right down the street from me. And I'm trying not to present the name, but the name of the message said, "Walk away from the vehicle."
huh.
And they gave me, look, it's a female pastor, and she gave me the CD when she saw me with this person that I know since high school. And I wish I would have listened then, but I didn't want to listen because that person was a preacher too.
Yeah.
Just because somebody is a preacher, don't mean that two preachers should be together. And don't mean
Well,
a anointed situation.
I'm here to tell you. I see that girl sometime, and I feel so sorry. Satan got her so connected up with this man. She got what, two or three kids with him. So they always gotta have some type of, connection for these kids. How he manipulates the court, and it's just awful. And I'm saying to myself, Lord, I thank you. Good God, that could have been me.
And
And
my dad said that yesterday, or this past weekend, and why he has compassion for somebody that I know, because he said it could have been me,
Mm.
and do some things for me now because he said it could have been me.
I used to always say, boy, if I could just get my hands on him right there, honey, cook, God, that thing is fine. He got it going on. I'm trying to tell you, that girl went from being one of the prettiest people that I've ever seen. She's a gorgeous girl, chocolate brown skin girl, who had a good life, had it going on for herself. And honey, she's like a shriveled up damn raisin right now.
Mm,
And when I look at her, every time hell to the no jumps in my head,
mm,
and it could have been me.
mm.
Thank you, Lord, because
Thank
it could have been me. And like I told my girlfriend, me and her was riding one time, and we was actually talking about it, and she was like, girl, and the way that he was pressing up on you, she was like, I was kind of mad because you ain't want to talk to him or whatever. She said, but now I'm looking at that. She said, girl, I'm trying to tell. I said, I keep telling y'all, everything that glitters is not gold.
My
Y'all
mama.
better stop running to the first good looking thing, because I'm telling you, everything, my aunt is a down hard minister. And I'm telling you, my aunt tells us all the time, when you pray, you got to be specific in your prayers. And you got to know where your blessings and where your help come from. Because Satan will bless. Satan listen to you praying, and he
Mm-hmm.
will bless, he will set it up, and you will swear this blessing is coming from the Lord, and it's coming straight from the damn devil. And the devil's job is to kill, steal, and destroy. And he's setting you up to take your ass right away from here and move right on to the next.
Like a
No.
slaughter. That's why I always tell my kids, you better not be no sheeple. I don't want you to call yourself being no sheep. I don't care what they say in the church. Because don't think. You better think. You better think for yourself.
Exactly.
Be a sheeple if you want to. And when they get you to the slaughter, you see all them people that died during the season because they act like they couldn't pray in their own house. I said, now what the world?
Couldn't make it.
No God from within you. You
Couldn't make it.
God. You can't just go. Tell me you got to go to a particular building. You are the building.
Yeah.
If you can't do it for yourself, how can somebody do it for you? And
Yeah,
even a practitioner, I in my class do something. I ain't getting ready to do all the work.
that's right.
If I do all your work, you'll never learn, and you won't be able to be successful because you got to put something into it too. And
Yeah.
it ain't about just the money, but energy, your intention, your time, your grace.
Mm-hmm.
How you gonna come to ask somebody to do all your work and you ain't putting nothing into it? The Bible says that faith without works is dead. That means you
Dang.
have to do something while you are believing that this thing is gonna manifest to you. And nothing for nothing leaves nothing. That's just what it is.
I'm going to get off here because I got to get my stuff together. I'm going to hit you right quick on my house phone so I can tell you what this man told me yesterday, because I got to
Okay,
get ready to do my urine.
okay.
Okay, baby?
Give me about 2 minutes because I gotta take these clothes out and dry.
Okay.
All right.
All right.
Thank you everyone for tuning in. You can just go ahead and turn off. I
All
just want
right.
to tell you all that I'll be coming to you live more often. And just to stay tuned, it's gonna get better and better and better. So today we talked about um the things that we need as mothers in order to have into our toolkit. And so we're going to break down these different things so that you can know how it can be used and help you to maintain a healthy and a flourishing house. And these are the simple things. It shouldn't cost you over $10 for the items that I showed you all today. So just as a recap, I showed you about the jelly, and it doesn't matter what type of jelly right now. The syrup, I didn't show you the sugar, but you should have some sugar, some peroxide. I didn't show you that because it's in another room. Some salt. You need some baking soda, candles, witch hazel, any type of oil. I showed you two different types of oil, but I got many types here. This is olive oil. This right here is vegetable oil. I got some coconut oil, some argan oil, some of everything. Got some bottled water. I really didn't really show you. You need some lemon juice because sometimes you need to bathe in lemon juice or lime. I also showed you some garlic that you can either hang up or you can burn the peelings for protection of your household. And I also showed you some edible as well as some smokeless camphor. This is also found in Big Sab and so forth. This right here with the edible. Sometimes you want to just eat it with something sweet because it really don't have any taste. I showed you all some liquor. You need the brown and the white. You need the brown and the white. Don't be deceived when they tell you in church not to have any liquor in your house. You need some liquor in your house. This is highly recommended. This is called Rocky Rye. Every household needs this, especially if you want to make you a cold concoction. This is gin. You need this if you want to make you a cold concoction and you can't find no Phillips 66. You can make your own along with some mint candy. You know, I grew up on this stuff. You need to make sure you keep a broom. I showed you one that I keep on the inside of my car, but this right here, this is a cinnamon, apple cinnamon broom. You keep this on the inside of your house. A lot of people have this for decoration, but they just don't have it for decoration. They have it for spiritual reasons. You need to keep a loaf of bread in your house so that you always have money. Simple loaf of bread. This is an IGA loaf of bread. It don't even matter where you go to. You can get Walmart bread. It don't matter. I also show you need to have a working Bible. A working Bible. You can tell this is a working Bible. How can you tell? Because it has a lot of flaws to it. Torn pages, stains, and all kinds of stuff. They don't even have a Bible. You know, you need to know songs. If you don't want to know songs from the Bible, there's a good book. You get this from Amazon. The Power of Songs, and it tells you the reason why. A lot of people have this book, believe it or not. They may not show it to you, but they got it, hidden away, like in a porn collection and so forth. But they got that power of the song. But nevertheless, this is a lost Bible and the forgotten books of Eden. You can go to either a botanical or African or spiritual Pan African store. I believe I got this one from. There's a store on Two Notch Road in Columbia, South Carolina. That's where I received this from. But there's other books that you can receive, but you need things in hard print because there's another book that I absolutely love that's like Proverbs that I teach the kids, and it works, but they don't have everything in them 66 books that they teach you inside the church. Now, I will tell you, this is my little church Bible. This is what I take because it looks real pretty, real holy and sanctified, and it help people leave me alone. But sometimes I just don't want to be going back and forth with people. I'm not going back in 2021. I'm not going back and forth with you about what you believe. Believe what you believe. I'm going to know what I know. There is a difference. Believe what you want to believe, but I'm going to know what I know. I love to study. I have been studying for many, many years. This ain't no come lately or new, um, I guess, new business, if you will, because those who knew, they've been contacting me for over 30 some years. I can remember even being at a college in Columbia, South Carolina, and when people got sick or what have you, even some of my professors, they would contact me because they knew I knew. Especially, I was very popular doing the Harambe. So if you know what I just said, I just told you the school. Very, very popular. Because everybody wanted to hear either the word or get some type of help. Because they just and my job in this ministry is to make sure that everyone who comes to me, and I know this of every client, I will tell you that. I know this of every situation, I will tell you that. You have free will to go to anybody that you want to. If I'm not going to give you what you want, that's just what it is. I cannot go against what my spirit tells me to do. Because everything ain't for everybody, and I ain't for everybody. You got the, I'm a selective piece. So, but I got very good products and I offer very good services. If you need some money, I showed you how to use it. The money is successful. It is actually made with real money. Also, this is a come to me oil, so if you need to get your rocks off, need some sense. And even if you don't have nobody in mind, I promise you this works. I test all my products so I know that it's working. Okay. And I'll probably give you a little story time on something that happened probably about 2 years ago. So this works, I promise you. And I also have a room opener. And so and everything is hypoallergenic and made with natural products. And things that you can use. Some of it you might see here. I don't know. But I have some new products coming out and some new packaging. So be on the lookout for that. I just can't wait. Hopefully I get it today so I can start packaging it up and present to you all. And I hope that you share, and subscribe, because I got more information that is coming, and it's going to be good, not only for your body, but to your spirit and to your soul. I am Aunt Mary's niece, also known as Emma's daughter. If you would like to get a consultation, please be sure to order one online. I do not answer the phone at 803-883-0979 unless the consultation is paid. If there's no paid consultation, I'll sit right there to that phone and I'll look at it. I hear no healing, my mama told me. I see it, no see, like my mama told me. As a matter of fact, you can't even send me a text on that particular number at 803-883-0979, so don't try it. Because it is a landline phone. I will never receive it. Never, ever, ever receive it. Okay? So my email address is also antmarysleeps@gmail.com. If you have a topic or something that you would like for me to talk about, make sure that you drop me an email and give an offering, because I'm giving you some very good knowledge, and keep this also in mind. Everything that I show you, a good practitioner never show you every single thing. We show you what you need to have and what you need to know, but there's things that go behind the scenes. In order for you to know this type of work, you have to be either an apprentice, initiated, or you have to study to show yourself approved. I've gone through a lot of different things in a whole lot of years. I was trained as a young girl. This started when I was in elementary school. I was trying and proven by different situations in my life to get to this level. This ain't no Johnny come lately just because you're just not seeing it. It's just that I'm just not presenting it to the world. But those who knew and know different people, just like she said, those who know that you know somebody who knows somebody, they know how to get in contact with me no matter where I was in the world. So I got to go because I did tell